Welcome back. Robbie DeVore right on time. The Ohio Valley Dirt Late Model Series has just made their way on the track, and they're getting just a little bit of the slime off this half-mile oval.
Love to see it too here, Eldora Speedway. For the first time this year, the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series presented to you by VP Race Fuels. Coming out here for the Dirt Track World Championship. I was out here as a spectator last year, and I made a promise to myself I'm gonna have an opportunity to call a race here, and by goodness, we're here, baby. One calendar year later, and we've got 74 steel block late models coming out here tonight to strut their stuff in the preliminaries, and then ultimately tomorrow for $5,000 to win the whole bag of marbles. Group number one that we have already out on track takes the checkered flag on your screen. BJ Gregory in the number 56 machine ran a slew of races with us in the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series, and had some pretty good finishes in there, the top 10, top 5, you know, middle of the pack, but he's making leaps and bounds and getting better and better every time he races with us in the series on what bigger stage. Eldora come out here earlier today. The skies were completely clear. Now we have a little bit of an overcast out here, a little chilly. I hope all the fans in the stands out here at Eldora Speedway brought their jackets and potentially some blankies for later on tonight. You got to be warm, snug as a bug in a rug, and loaded up on hot hands here tonight. We're mid-October right now, so the weather's starting to break and the track conditions changing, but these drivers chomping at the bit at the opportunities, that $5,000 in the feature for tomorrow. Presented to you by Impact Race Gear. When it comes to looking sharp at the track, there's only one name you need, and that's Impact Race Gear, ladies and gentlemen. From custom team apparel to the freshest racing merch, Impact is the official supplier of the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series, and trusted by racers everywhere. Dress like a champion, represent your team, and make an impact. Check them out today at impactracegear.com. Couple different groups we have out here tonight. Like I said earlier, 74 late models, steel blocks, middle of the road late models, not as much torque behind the wheels of those supers out here, but you can see there the 7 on your screen. We've also got someone new in a new set of colors, a new livery this weekend. Josh Rice in the 15K making his way into turn number 2, right underneath of that Jumbotron we have over there in turn number 2. Changing up the colors, but going to be the same old feisty Mr. Rice out here on the banks at Eldora Speedway. Miles Cook and the 18 Charlie. Called a lot of races for him down there at Atomic Speedway in Waverly, Ohio. He runs his stuff down there in the Ohio Valley region. One of the best racers that we got in a late model down there in the northern Appalachian area, but it looks like these drivers ready to go, and so are the officials. Green flag is out for your hot laps. Hit right now with the fastest lap, 20:69. Top of the boards for him. These lap times will not count, but it's going to be a good gauge for a little bit later on when we come out for your Mullins Race Engines Quick Time Award. We're going to award $100 in the pockets of each one of these drivers that scores that quick time all throughout the year. And what better place to score it here at a place like the historic Eldora Speedway. And you can see those lap times dropping. 99 Tango top, 17.915 for Tyler Riggs. Mile Cook gets back to that third spot. Mr. Bear in that zero machine, 18-second lap. So we've only got one 17-seconder, and that is Tyler Riggs all the way from New Matamoros, Ohio in that 99T. At the top, taking a look on your screen at Josh Rice in that 15K. Got a couple 15s out there. Donnie Dotson. Big name down there in Southern Ohio and West Virginia. Absolutely owns Tyler County Speedway. Same guy with the 99 who is the fastest. You're taking a look at him right there on the Eldora Speedway backstretch. That is Tyler Riggs. Fastest with a 17.915. So hot laps. I'm sure they wish they could get a little bit more practice under their belts for such a big race like racing as the supporting class for the Dirt Track World Championships out here at Eldora. But 2 laps is all we're going to give him. What you got is what you got. Tyler Riggs, P1. Baron Brewer going to be 2nd and 3rd. Miles Cook. And rounding out the top 5 of the number 6 machine, Harris with a 18.773. So throughout the season in the Ohio Valley late models, we only have about 20 to 22 consistent competitors. So a lot of the people that you're seeing on your screen, I'm seeing for the first time calling their races At a place like Eldora, I'm so excited to be here. I had this place circled on my calendar when I got the job with the series, and what a blessing to be here sitting next to two legends in DJ and Mr. Essex. I've learned so much from them. Mr. Jared over here actually showed me how I should organize myself up here, which is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and take notes and punch it into ChatGPT and see if I can craft myself something beautiful behind the microphone for next time I'm here at Eldora Speedway. On your screen, last year's Chew on This Jerky Rookie of the Year winner. That was the 97 of Steve Dotson. Laboring an illness right now, still decided that, hey, Eldora got to get behind the wheel. 74 late models. We got two groups for qualifying, Group A and Group B, split right down the middle at 36 cars apiece. So it's going to be a long session for your Mullins Race Engines Quick Time Award. Currently in a chase right now, the number 97, Kevin Terry, had himself a good run a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, at Lernerville Speedway for the sporting class in the Hillbilly 100. Would love to carry that momentum on the biggest stage tonight in front of all of you fans watching at home on FloRacing. So Tyler Riggs from group number 2, still quickest in the 99 Tango. King, top of the boards, go ahead, put him there, 17.604, 17.695 for Stephen Dotson in the number 97. He made a complete engine change right after that Lernerville race that we had. Spielman in the 22 goes to the top, 17.127 by King in the 44K. Swapping, so you see as this track gets worked in, DJ was talking about getting the slime off of the racetrack, and as soon as we get a nice little cushion up there on the top side, you're going to see these lap times fall even further. 17.127 for the 44K of King.
A shout out to Kurt Schroeder, the Iowa native in the 15C, coming out to Eldora for might be the first time in his career. Third quick right now, just in front of, I think it's Stephen Dotson in the 97. Good stuff for Kurt Schroeder, who typically runs some SLMR Pro Late Model Series races out there in the Hawkeye State.
DJ, thank you so much for giving me a wealth of knowledge, a nugget of information that I was not prepared for. So thank you very much for, I hope your back doesn't hurt after this from carrying the team. Next group, about to get on the racetrack now at 72. 22 again. These are drivers that I have never seen before in my life, coming from all over the country here. 19 states we got traveling to the Dirt Track World Championship in the steel block class. There's a fella I recognize in the 45. He's been racing for 55 years, Russ Fronapple. He comes out here every once in a while, tries to get in the car. It always seems like there's something wrong with it in that slicker graphics machine. But the 45 out here made some adjustments, made sure the engine was in the daggone race car. Russ Fronapple, after 55 years, still wheeling it. And he's doing it on the biggest stage here at Eldora Speedway. The 58 of Evan Terry won himself a B main at Lernerville Speedway about a month ago. Getting better and better. Another one of those competitors in this year's chase for the Chew on This Jerky Rookie of the Year. The Moon Man all the way from Wooster, Ohio. That is Thomas Baker. Been seeing him a lot lately. Me working up there at Mansfield Speedway. He's right up the road, comes out to the racetrack, checks it out. But we got the green flag out on the racetrack for the first time in group number 4. All chasing the 44K of King. Moon Man gets a little bit sideways there into turn number 1. The 14 had to get out of the groove. Walls there at 51 on the backstretch. Tyler Carpenter, top of the boards, go figure. First 16-second lap of the night, 16.922 for the Parkersburg boy himself of Tyler Carpenter in the 7C. Won this thing last year under the lights on a very cold night, which is probably what we're going to see tomorrow night if we can make it there. The weather not looking too good later on, but I think by moving this schedule up and putting hot laps at 4, we're going to squeeze it in for the Steel Block Late Models final race of the year for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. All chasing fastest speed, who keeps getting better, 16.5 for Tyler Carpenter. Looking to defend that crown, defend the throne, and walk away with another big victory in our Steel Block class, the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series.
So how about that? Tyler Carpenter in the Kirk Eisner Touring wrench number 7C to the top of the leaderboard. The 1.658. That is 0.6 of a second faster than the next closest driver on the track, man. That is unbelievable.
He's got a rocket ship at all times. Blistering lap here to establish dominance early.
It doesn't matter what he drives, right? It doesn't matter if he's in an open late model, a steel block, modified, what it is. Tyler Carpenter can win. Let's not forget, a couple years ago, he charged from, what was it, the 17th starting spot up to take the lead about 24 laps into the Dirt Track World Championship. Led laps here before mechanical issues forced him pit side, and that was a tough break for the, I guess we can call him a veteran driver now, right?
Oh,
out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, Tyler Carpenter. All right, we're doing the crossover, so allowing the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series drivers to get back on the upper side of the pits. Coming up next, more hot laps. Don't go anywhere. You are watching FloRacing at Eldora Speedway. It's Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship.
Welcome back to Eldora Speedway for our next group to come out in hot lap right now. They are all chasing the Parkersburg, West Virginia native in the 7C of Tyler Carpenter and has a 6/10 of a second advantage over second place in Chase King in the 44K with a 17.5. So our first group in since this break out onto the racetrack now, headed out to turn number 2 in the number 34. So it looks like we're putting about a dozen cars out there tonight. We have 6 heat races planned for tonight. Generally, when we go to these local tracks like a Midway or a Jackson County Speedway, we'll have a couple heats, maybe 3. Rarely we run a Consi, but we've got 3 B mains on the docket for tonight's festivities. I want to say thank you so much to our proud partner here in the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series, VP Race Fuels. When you want horsepower that hits like a hammer, there's only one fuel that delivers, and that's VP Race Fuels. Trusted by champions on dirt and asphalt across the nation, VP is the name that keeps engines screaming and winners grinning. Don't settle for less. Fuel your passion at vpracefuels.com. Sean Boscovich in the number 33 machine out there on the racetrack. Good looking hot rod he's got there in the Scott Construction number 33. Sorry, I had to squint my eyes on that one. Got some heavy hitters in this one. Anthony Sanders in the number 42. Marty O'Neill in the P3, who competed with us in Florence a couple months ago. Had a pretty good run there. Almost got himself a heat win. Got past at the last second. Chad Wallace in number 34. Brandon Doherty in the 00, William Rose in the number 77, who a couple years back had a pretty wicked accident flipping over there on the entry into turn number 1. He's back out there in the number 77 tonight. Josh Dietz in the number 9. Jeff Robertson in the P3. We are underway. 17-3 for the Canadian of Charlie Sandercock. Josh Dietz, top 16 rather, 979. Chad Wallace, 1717. That's a 1717 for the 34 of Chad Wallace. William Rose, 17294. Still all chasing that number 9. Josh Dietz, 16979. Now he's going to eclipse it even closer to that fast pace from Tyler Carpenter, 16639. So that number 9 of Josh Dietz. Throwback on the number 9. Looked a little bit different last time I seen him. Anthony Sanders second quick with a 16955. So 2 competitors this time around with 16-second laps. Chad Wallace in the number 34, 1717. William Rose with a 17.5. And Charlie Sandercock all the way from Ontario coming out here, posting a 17.5. Derek Rogers, Brandon Doherty, Sean Boscovich, Jeff Robertson, and Marty O'Neill, your top 10 on speed. 19.753. The guy back there in 9th place, Jeff Robertson, only scored 1 lap out here as the yellow flag is out for the next shift of cars to come out onto the racetrack. And we will be led by, I'll tell you what, he's a 5-time champion. All he's got to do is start the feature tomorrow night. That is Zach Milby in the 5M from Poca, West Virginia. All he's got to do is take the green flag, and he's got his 6th crown in the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. Wonderful season for him. He leads them out. Lernerville winner back there in the number 22. That's Russell Irwin, coined as the Commonwealth Bandit, making the drive up from Virginia. Got a new looking hot rod. Got some flash on the side of that deuce. The double deuce, rather, in the Collins machine. Matt Melvin in the 81M. Gonna get him wound up. Green flag is out. 2 laps for your hot lap session. Lucas McDonald getting his master's degree. Smart kid. Could have fooled me by the way he looks. Handsome fellow, but he's got himself a big old brain. Going to be a veterinarian one of these days. Pinky promised you there. The number 92. Zach Milby fastest 16.496, goes to P1 on speed, jumps Josh Dietz from the last group, 16.639 for him. Oliver Gentry in the number 3 machine, 3rd quick. How fitting is that with a 16.686, of Anthony Sanders. Now Oliver Gentry going to jump Josh Dietz up to second quick, second in this group behind Zach Milby. So 16.504 for Zach Milby, 16.549 for Oliver Gentry. Josh Dietz from the last group there, 16.639. So these lap times you see as this track is starting to get grooved in, the cushion, again, going to get wider and wider. I'm excited to see how these drivers take on the banks here at Eldora Speedway. A lot of these drivers racing here for the first time, just like me up here in the booth, and we've been looking at this race at the start of this schedule. We ran here last year. It was an awesome feature with Tyler Carpenter winning it and coming back to do the same thing. You know, I was out here a couple weeks ago for the World 100. That was my first one I'd ever been to. It's been going for so long, and I finally got the opportunity to come out here and just seeing the energy and seeing everybody in the stands. They were having a phenomenal time out here, and it was just it was something that I'd never seen before. There's nothing like it. So I'm really looking forward to the World 100 coming back here for next year. That drone show was phenomenal, and the Dirt Track World Championship, great race to have at Eldora Speedway. Tony Stewart, Carl Short, they do a phenomenal job promoting this and giving us steel blocks a place to race on a big stage, and we couldn't be more thankful to both Tony Stewart and Carl Short for allowing us to come play around a little bit in the mud. All right, so the green flag will be taken on the 21G at Corey Galbraith. All chasing Zach Milby, 16.5, fastest time so far from your Group B hot lap session. White flag is out on the speedway, just one lap to go. You see him racing down there. Casey Burdett, the number 44, taking a peek, trying to get some practice reps in on how he's going to pass these cars. On the bottom side, he's been ripping the bottom groove down the basement all 2 laps that he's had. Up to speed. Zach Milby still P1. Larry Blankenship jumps to that 5th position. Fastest of this group, 17.03 for Larry Blankenship. Corey Delancey coming off back-to-back wins, 6th quick right now in the C2, 17.928, just a shade under. Lane Clifton right now, 7th quick in the 23C. Chad Wallace in the 34, 8th quick, 17.17. William Rose, P9 on speed in the number 77, 17.543. And 57 Canadian up there, Charlie Sandercock with a 17.470. Zach Milby still at the top, leading us out of the pit area all the way from Cincinnati, Ohio. In the Slicker Graphics number 90, Michael Lefevers out on the racetrack. Called a bunch of races for him down there in Southern Ohio. Grandson of Vern Lefevers, who's actually in attendance here tonight supporting the baby boy. And Michael Lefevers, in the Slacker fabrication machine in the 0-2, that's Joey Chambers. Took a couple stabs at the super late model game this year. Actually hurt his hand. He's been having trouble with his thumb. I think the steering wheel might have ripped out of his hands and it kind of tweaked his thumb a little bit. So he's been trying to get back behind the wheel and gain that confidence again. Watching on your screen, the B52, Pete Crum. Perfect attendance in the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series for the B52. Pete Crum has been committed to this series, and he's never looked back, making every single race this year as the white flag is out on the speedway. 1 lap to go. Barrett Lowe right now fastest, jumps 1 more spot in the 72L, 16.947. Everybody inside that top 5 has a sub 17-second lap. Still being led by Zach Milby. Doesn't look like anybody has anything for him in this group. Yeah, Barrett Lowe in the 72, fastest of this, puts him 4th quick overall in this group. Group number B, or Group B, with a 16.947. And it's looking like we got the Lucas Oil late models in the chute awaiting their chance to get out here on the clay at Eldora Speedway. So that's going to do it for us in the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series Hot Lap session. We'll be back after the Lucas Oil guys in just a few moments. I'm going to turn it over to James Essex here in just a second, but I want to say thank you so much to our sponsor for the quick time for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series qualifying effort coming up in just a second. If you want raw horsepower that turns laps into victories, you want Mullins race engines from the shop to the checkered flag. Mullins builds engines that dominate dirt tracks nationwide. Give our QuickTime partner a call at 217-378-0300 or visit mullinsraceengines.com and put that champion's power under your hood. Mullins Race Engines, where winners are forged. That's going to do it for us with the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. The Dirt Track World Championships.
What's your championship pay?
$2,500 to the champion, which if Zach Milby starts it, he's going to put that in his pocket again.
Again, yes.
6 times.
Great job.
Zach Milby Night in America.
Absolutely.
The Milby Show.
Well, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Dirt Draft Hot Laps coming up. We'd like to thank our great official partners to the Lucas Oil Series this year. All-Star Performance, Automotive Racing Products, Big River Steel, Buzz Electric Bicycles, Dirt Draft, FloRacing, Heath Lawson Photography, Homatro, Hoosier Tire, Lucas Oil Products, Mark of Valor Apparel, Miller Welders, My Race Pass, Nutrient Ag Solutions, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Race Car Engineering, Rugged Radio, Summit Racing Equipment, Sunoco Race Fuels, UNOH, University of Northwestern Ohio, Wayland, and Veland Metal Services. Thank you very much. Of course, our pace truck this year, Dustin, Race Car Engineering. And don't forget, we're going to announce our Denago bike winners here as well for those that
How about that?
Yes, also welcome Fresh Roof and everybody.
Hey,
Dirt Draft, DJ.
Did you set a lineup yet? Ooh, I have not actually. I went to do it last night. It wasn't up yet. So there you go.
Oh, do we have it?
Hey, don't forget there's a ton of events in the off season as well. So I mean, there's no like bad time to sign up for Dirt Draft.
So
let's see now. Oh, it's not till tomorrow. You don't. You don't
we're
pick
not
a
doing
team.
it tonight.
Well,
No,
you don't. You don't
have
pick
a
a team till tomorrow. So there you go. But the offer still stands with free T-shirts. Sign up now, and then you're ready for tomorrow. Did you pick? By the way, Kubota High Limit with their season championship this weekend, James.
How about the Roto-Rooter midweek the other night at Wheatland?
Yes.
Brent Marks with the victory. Did Rico? Who won the points then? Was it Rico?
It's looking like a Rico Abreu
type
season. How
New
about
driver
that?
next year for our very own Tony Stewart Racing.
Who is on his way here?
Who is on his way here? Yes. If he can make it on I-70 from Indianapolis to Richmond without losing his wisdom teeth. Holy cow. My goodness. All right. Well, big weekend, the finale for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. You mentioned that point chase. Now, again, we're going to be coming up with Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Then we'll get an All-Star Performance Time Trials. Devin Moran is in Group A, right? And Ricky Thornton Jr. is in Group B. So there's 10 bonus points. Yeah, they could, you know, one of those could get advantage. It's 15 points right now is the deficit. Moran leading Thornton by 15, but and you got to feel that World 100 win for Thornton really boosts their confidence heading into this weekend. You bring in Burkhofer and you bring in some experience. But, man, I tell you, Moran's been runner-up the last 2 years. As this year he gets it done, but $250,000. We had the press conference. You were in there earlier. Man, the drivers, it's $2.7 million the top 10 have earned this year. $2.7 million. And, man, thanks to Forrest Lucas for all that he did for grassroots racing. And we've got the top Dirt Late Model Series going. And Group 1.
There he is, sporting the Midwest Sheet Metal Orange spoiler. That is Devin Moran and that Roger Sellers Double Down Motorsports Lazy Days RV number 99. He comes into the event with a 15-point advantage. Behind him in the 74X, that's going to be Ethan Dotson, the ASD Motorsports entry. Made this race 2 years ago for the first time, James, with a 25th place finish. Behind him is the defending winner of the Dirt Track World Championship and the current World of Outlaw Series points leader. It's going to be Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois, and the Low Voltage Solutions Churchill Transport, Collins Brothers Towing, Rio Grande Waste Services sponsored, number 32.
Well, there's been 3 back-to-back winners in this race. Scott Bloomquist won in 2014, 2015. Josh Richards in 17 and 18. Shepard in 19 and 20. And then Bobby Pierce, you mentioned 29 wins, 39 wins. Is it 29? He has been stuck on that since the end of August, right? But he did draw the #1 pill today, so he will be the first qualifier here in a little bit during All-Star Performance. The big perm out there, and that is Dalton Wilson. Dalton Wilson comes into tonight. He is 8th in the championship points for James Ratliff.
Chris Ferguson with a couple good runs at Eldora this year. 8th at the World, 12th at the Dream. There's Josh Rice out of Crittenden, Kentucky, James.
Now 3-time and defending Northern All-Star champion. In that car number 11, Rick Jones Team Synesis entry. That's a rocket with a big hill. Hot rods out there in the Rod Conley, the veteran driver. Good to have the Conleys back, at least one of them, right? Rod Conley out of Wheelersburg, Ohio. In the Conley trucking entry, Hudson O'Neill, the Big River Steel SSI Motorsports entry out of Martinsville, Indiana. And Tyler Carpenter, man, that solid run here a couple of years ago. Remember, DJ, from 17th to the lead. And he's coming off a win at West Virginia Motor Speedway last Saturday night. 17 total wins this year for Tyler Carpenter, and you saw just how quick he was in Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series as well. How about Clay Harris? Coming out of the gate strong, 1:60.13, the quickest in that set, the first set of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Bobby Pierce, 16.021. Ethan Dotson, 16.067. Clay Harris also doing double duty here. Again, Josh Rice in the Bruce Kane steel block. And again, Colton Burdett. How about that? Colton Burdett in that car. And he is right there in the mix for that Valvoline Ironman Series championship that will be decided next weekend at Atomic Speedway. As our next group of cars on the track, well, there's the Langenfelder Mechanical #1. Just up the road in St. Mary's, Ohio. For that race team, Eric and Kelly Brock, that is Turbo Tyler Erb. Tyler Erb out in New Waverly, Texas in car #1. The second #1 behind him, well, he's trying to win his 6th, which would be a record in the Valvoline entry. That is Brandon Shepard. Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, trying to lock up the 5th place in the Lucas Oil points. And Johnny Huck, DJ. Johnny Huck is here.
That is John Huck.
His 3rd race of the year. He's got his quota in, doesn't he?
We've seen him at all 3 as well. The former PPMS track champion. There's the driver of the #20. That, of course, is Jimmy Owens, the 2012 Dirt Track World Champion in the Bobby and Jessica Kohler-owned Ultimate Towing and Recovery sponsored entry. He will be followed by the driver of the #93. You mentioned it earlier, picked up a win at Cherokee last weekend. That's Carson Ferguson in the Donald Gina Bradshaw Paylor Motorsports Longhorn Clemens, 12th in the DTWC 1 year ago. I did not have this guy on my entry list. How about Oil City, Pennsylvania's Tyler Wyant in the 24? We saw him at Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago.
Glad to have him in the 60, the James Trentino car, wrapping up his first season in Lucas Oil Series. That is Dan Ebert. Dan Ebert out of Lakeshore, Minnesota. 3rd in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase, and I believe Jerry Bowersock, there he is. Bowersock, who'll start 3rd tonight in the modified feature, looking for his 5th modified title this year. He is a former late model champion as well here at Eldora, the veteran out of Wapakoneta, Ohio.
Yeah, there's Dan Ebert. You talked about him. Behind him out of Pataskala, Ohio, the home of James's favorite Dairy Queen. That's the 40-year-old Clint Keenan, currently 4th. The American Ironman Series points race. How about R.C. Whitwell behind the wheel of the Bobberino's AK race car, #69 this weekend. Good to see the Tucson, Arizona native back behind the wheel of a dirt late model.
So it's the Bobberino's Pizza, Engine, and Asian Spa sponsored AK race car.
It's interesting because it's, the Bobberino's race engines, but they got a Vic Hill power plant under the hood this weekend. So I don't know if they didn't pay the bill to Mr. Bobberino or what, but they may have bigger problems if that was the case. Ben Shelton, Ben and I have met Mr. Bobberino before. I think that you want to make sure you settle up your dues with those folks.
Yeah, Bobberino, I'm going to pay him even if it's not even my debt, if it's your debt by guilt by association. Randy Weaver, right now, looking at the racetrack. You were here last night. We talked about it during pre-race. It was heavy. It was a little rough and tumble last night. Tonight, though, it seems like they got a lot better handle on the surface.
Yeah, definitely. They've done a great job backing down the moisture in the racetrack, and then with the wind and a little overcast, that threw another curve. But I'm telling you, they've done a great job, and you can tell by the times we're starting to get a little faster. It's starting to get a little wider, and it'll do it even quicker here in just a few minutes, a couple more sessions. But racetrack looks really, really good, way better than it was last night, and these guys will take advantage of it.
Hey, stop down there and see Matt Altiers. We're driving the 2-seater this weekend. I believe it's a Dale McDowell tonight and Randy Weaver tomorrow night, DJ.
Oh, my.
Behind the wheel of the 2-seater Warrior race car chassis. Well, up next will be our next group, led up by the white number 12 car. He's out of Fairmont, West Virginia, the Walmsley Harris-owned car. That is driven by Ryan Montgomery. Ryan Montgomery out of Fairmont, West Virginia, in that white number 12. Hey, it's good to see the blue horn back in it.
The blue horn is back, absolutely. There it is, the 157, the Delk Equipment Langenfelder Mechanical Contractors entry for Mike Marlar. They got brand new blue horn merchandise. By the way, the Winfield, Tennessee driver. Some other drivers on the track, Nick Hoffman. Boy, I love the wrap on that race car. He has had a very good year here at Eldora Speedway. A pair of podium finishes in the Dream and the World for the driver of the Tide Touareg Racing NOS Energy Drink number 9. There's Forrest Trent in the 101. Back with us again, the 29-year-old out of Morristown, Tennessee, in the Vic Hill powered Team Zero race car. There's Colton Burdett. It was supposed to be Will Harrington. Will Harrington out this weekend, so Colton Burdett going to step behind the wheel of the Bruce Kane Racing number 15K. Second in the Valvoline American Ironman Late Model Series point standings. Max Blair in the 111 was 5th in this race 1 year ago. James 7th back in the Dirt Late Model Dream. There's Michael Leach out of Sun River, Montana in the 09. A couple other drivers on the track. It's your second favorite Gustin, James. That's Ryan Gustin, $50,000 winner with the World of Outlaws at Boot Hill last weekend in the Todd Cooney Racing Wells & Sons Motorsports number 19R. And there's Brandon Moore in the 39 out of Bryan, Ohio, the 33-year-old in that Darrell Hoffman powered Kryptonite race car. And Max Blair, who's been very good on the big tracks lately. He's been very good at Eldora lately. He is quickest in that set of Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
Brian Shirley also out there, the Bob and Lisa Colton Gold. How about Blair a few weeks ago at Pittsburgh, ran second to Jonathan Davenport at the Pittsburgher.
And was closing in on him at the finish as well. Yeah, and Max,
he loves that Lernerville in Pittsburgh, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, and he likes this place as well. He actually, if you remember back at the World, Max Blair had a good run going. He was coming up through the field and was knocking on the door of the top 10 and broke a fan blade.
Yeah.
And that put him out for the rest of the night.
No doubt about it. You talked about Nick Hoffman, 3rd in the Dream, 3rd in the world, and he coming off that C.J. Rayburn Memorial win at Brownstown a couple of weeks ago, his first one there. There's the 14 car. That'll be Hayden Cowan, Cody Mallory tilt turning wrenches on that car to Rincon, Georgia.
Oh.
The supply chain. Yes, he is.
Oh, inside information.
The supply chain manager at number 14 car, the 58 car, the Mesilla Valley Transportation Low Voltage Solutions entry. 6th in the points for Ken and Beth Roberts. That is Garrett Alberson. Garrett Alberson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico.
He will be followed by the 76. That is going to be Brandon Overton in the Riggs Motorsports Longhorn Factory team entry. The Napa Auto Parts Dude Wipes Garnto Southern Mesilla Valley Transportation 76 for big sexy Brandon Overton. And I tell you what, I'm not going to do the guessing game. I'm going to wait and see who the producers throw up next on the screen. It's the 93. That's going to be Corey Lawler out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. 17th here 1 year ago in the Longhorn Pro Power, Poncho's Racing Products, PPC Lubricants, Sunoco sponsored number 93.
Also out there, the 89 car, multi-time Fairbury track champion. It'll be Opie Mike Spatola. Mike Spatola out of Manhattan, Illinois. There's your 2025 O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, Donald McIntosh. And the Billy Hicks H&H Auto Sales entry out of Dawsonville, Georgia. Should have the wild child, Michael Chilton. He's in the Danny Hatcher owned car number 6, the Hatcher's Auto Sales entry out of South Isaac, Kentucky. Brody Smith out of Dade City, Florida, the Smith Speed Solution 17 SR. Do we have Hunt the Front out there? Joseph Joyner. In the Colt
yes,
Miller
we do.
JC and Motorsports
He's on the back
car.
straightaway. We have Evan Kohler on the Speedway right now.
That's Big 11, Little 4.
Big 11, Little 4. Yes, that's how you know. Evan Kohler, the Big 11, the Little 4, and Jordan Kohler this weekend, by the way, back in that Randall Chubb throwback.
Awesome.
How about that?
Yeah, awesome.
There's the wild child, Michael Chilton, out of South Isaac, Kentucky, in the Danny Hatcher owned number 6.
I talked to Jordan Kohler. I said, hey, I'm glad to bring that car. He said, I hope I make more laps than I did at the World 100, right? He
we
got in
so
the wall, unfortunately. But glad to have the Kohler family here tonight. Of course, they own Ricky Thorne Jr.'s car. So Michael Chilton, a 16068 in the Danny Hatcher owned entry. Garrett Alberson, 16100, 16390. So time trials, important here in a little bit. Again, 10 bonus points in Group A and Group B, fastest qualifier. And again, Moran comes in 15 ahead of Thornton. So that's the only points that'll be decided tonight, right? Until the big show tomorrow
That's
night.
right.
So
That's exactly right. No points for heat races. Dustin Nobby, the second-generation driver out of Batesville, Indiana, pulling out on the Speedway. What was he, 5th in the Northern All-Stars?
He was 6th in the Northern
All-Star
All-Star
points. 6th,
Yes,
okay.
close.
Close, very close. Eli Johnson on the Speedway. Good to see him here back at the Big E out of Moorhaven, Florida, in the J. Dickens powered rocket chassis, the Clyde Johnston Contracting and Roofing sponsored car. And there's the driver that's your defending series champ, second in points heading into this weekend. That's going to be Ricky Thornton Jr., the 2021 Dirt Track World Champion in the Ultimate Towing and Recovery Elite Ready Mix sponsored number 20 RT for Bobby and Jessica Kohler. Tanner English in the Coltman Farms Racing C Motors sponsored number 96 out of Benton, Kentucky. And I think there it is, James. Oh, I love that. I got a craving for Biscotti's restaurant now.
Bonanza Produce, right?
That's right, yes.
Or that is Jordan Kohler out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. Where is Matt Miller?
Well, there's
we have
Jason
a Matt
Jameson.
Miller sighting tonight here on the main straightaway. There is racing. Jason Jameson, second in this year's Northern All-Star points to Josh Rice. He is in the JR Motor Sales entry. Dustin Nobby has a problem in the 5N as he is underpowered into turn number 1 is Rob Penrod. Now we're going to have to bring out the caution flag, so I'm not sure if what happened to Nobby as he goes to the infield. Matt Miller out there, the Rick DeLong number 3. There's the 17 car. The Dome Cycle Sales entry, Zach Dome out of Cross Lanes, West Virginia, in car number 7, and T-Mac out there as well. The Watertown, New York is.
There's Matt Miller.
There's Matt Miller.
Ooh, I like that car. Talk to Matt, talk to Rick. You talked to Rick as well. Talked to Rick DeLong in the pits. Talk to Matt Miller down
All we
there.
need is Jeep, right?
Oh, I'm sure he'll make.
We got Bowersock, we got Miller, long time here at Eldora. We need Mike Sauce Lawrence as well, don't we? There's the essay, his 3rd race of the year for Chris Stotts out of Shade, Ohio.
In the big city of Shade, Ohio, Chris Stotts.
Now, where exactly is Shade, Ohio? Is it down there in
You can't get there from here. You go to Athens and they shoot you in from a cannon. Chris Stotts and a former Chubb Frank Longhorn, by the way, Dargy Power plant under the hood in the S&S Contracting and Fabrication, Precision Automotive, Bear Napa, Wheeling Auto Body. How about this? Your favorite sponsor of the weekend, James, the Mayor's Office, Gentleman's Bar and Backroom Poker.
Yeah.
Have you ever played any backroom poker at the Mayor's Office?
Move over Shiny Heine Car Wash, right? Wow. Hey, how about Caden McWhorter making his Lucas Oil debut tonight here in the Doug Curlis 99? He'll be upcoming in the last group here. But Kyle Bronson's got his new rocket. He'll be in that 4th group. And Dale McDowell, what's the record? What is his record at Eldora?
No, it's something.
Second in the World 100, right? We do know that.
Yes, second at the World 100, 6th in the Dirt Late Model Dream. He was 22nd in this event a year ago, but I mean for the world, he's got like 17 top 10s in his last 18 races.
He's never won the Dirt Track World Championship. Eli Johnson, you mentioned him out of Moorhaven, Florida. He's making his Lucas Oil debut tonight. He was here for the World 100. So group number 5 in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Again, tomorrow night, you can pick your top 5, who it's going to be in the Dirt Late Model Dirt Track World Championship for the 45th time. And Jason Jameson into the wall. What a year for Jameson, winning the Marvin O'Neill Memorial at Perrigan, second in the Northern All-Star points. And Tim Tunkett. And he cannot make the turn for racing Jason Jameson, former Florence Speedway track champion.
Yeah, he hit that wall a ton too. Look at the right front on that race car, man. Oh,
so
man.
They'll have to get to work that. He is in Group 5. Yes, Ben.
Yeah, they're limping it down here. Obviously, mangled the right front of that number 12 Ratliff Motorsports entry. A little bit of damage on the right rear of the spoiler and the quarter panel as well. They're going to work immediately, try to get ready for All-Star Performance qualifying.
Stone cold Tim Tunkett pushing the car back into the stall.
And we still miss Jeff Gullett, of course, so much of that team, and they're going to have 3 cars next year, and I'm sure they'll be releasing what's going on in 2026. Chris Stotts, you know who did that car? Michael at Slicker Graphics.
Yes, looks good.
Let's see what happened to Jason Jameson on our Dave Warren Power Sports replay. Heading into turn number 3, and there you go. So they're going to have to work on the right front suspension. Tim Tunkett down there. Dean Bowen, the crew chief on the 18D.
Randy Weaver, it looked like that car maybe wheel hopped just a little bit getting into the corner. And if you do that, especially here at the wrong place, that's typically the result.
Yeah, it looks like just trying to get in turn 3 higher where they can get around that little dip where everybody crosses the track, and that's great as long as you don't do that wheel hop and can't turn. So when that happens, of course, when it sucks you in there and now you see the right front turned, it's been the control arm and the spindle and probably a rack. So it don't look that bad, but there's a lot of little pieces there that you got to replace to be, back to perfect. And but those guys, they've got it, and they know what to do. They already know where to go, and they're getting their spare parts out. All these teams are ready for stuff like that. But a lot of stuff there that you can't see that's very important that they'll have to replace.
Great job as always, Randy. Appreciate you being here all weekend. Appreciate your help last night on the Super Stocks and the Modifieds, the Modified feature. Well, Rob Goodman's back tonight. He and I will be on the call of that later on tonight. 25 laps, 5,000 to win. Ryan Suter and Jonathan Taylor. Did I say it right? That I know it's Suter. I think of Bruce Suter, the Hall of Fame pitcher for the Cubs, and he did for the Cardinals.
Right? Yeah.
It's Suter, but it's Suter.
Suter, yeah.
Suter.
Yes, Ryan.
And Jonathan Taylor.
They're the owners now, by the way, of Montpelier Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and they've got a big show next weekend, Friday and Saturday. Get out and support them here.
I like Montpelier. That's a fun track.
Yeah.
It's a fun track. I went to I've been there several times. I went to the Monster Mash there one year with my good buddy Troy. He fell asleep on the way home. He got in the car. It was a cold night. Night, and turned the heat on the car, and old Troy, he was out about 5 minutes down the road. Good to see Matt Miller back, by the way.
He was going to run the
Yes.
World 100, right? And, and when you're a small team like that, you think, man, all these tires you got, and you got to, and that's one reason they're here is because they can run the tires they already had, and they didn't want to buy new tires. And I get it, and it's just one of those things. It's the way things are anymore, and but glad to have him here. Rick DeLong, of course, longtime car owner, longtime driver as well. But Matt Miller, former Dirt Late Model Dream winner. I give him credit. You have the Matt Millers, the Earl Pearson Jr.'s, the Don O'Neills, the Donnie Morans, the Freddie Smith that started this Lucas Oil Series. I mean, you remember that back in 04, 05 when all this came about. And thanks to those guys.
Scott James, Steve Casebo.
The Silver Shark, right?
Dean Sleeper, absolutely.
Yep.
There's Chris Madden in the Cale Green Motorsports, number 44 at Great Court, South Carolina. The Transtel Incorporated sponsored entry on the racetrack. There's Garrett Smith in the 10 for his father, Scott, the Atlanta Heating and Cooling, Atlanta Paving, world-famous Cadillac Ranch sponsored car. Behind him, he's not quite out of it, but as you mentioned, he needs a lot of luck. Superman Jonathan Davenport in the 49. Lance and Darla Landers, Nutrient Ag Solutions sponsor car third in the points, 115 points back. James is Superman Jonathan Davenport.
He's going to have some bad luck here tomorrow night for Moran and Thornton, but Davenport, this is at the top of the list. He's won about every crown jewel race there has been in dirt late model racing over the last several years, but this is one he has not taken home. So that $100,000 paycheck as well, and let the points fall. There's the brand new rocket for the AMG, the entry. That is Kyle Bronson. Kyle Bronson changes up colors again, DJ. Going from the orange back to the black and white
back in black
there out of Brandon, Florida. There's the Heatherline Crew Chief 28, former Dirt Late Model Dream winner, the Vomac Truck Sales, McBride Leasing Company. That is Dennis Erb Jr. There is the 17M car coming at you, the Cometa Gasket Race Monument Company of Mac Daddy Dale McDowell. Dale McDowell out of Chickamauga, Georgia. There's the 99. Welcome to Eldora, the young gun out of Fairbury, Illinois, Caden McWhorter. He is in the Duck Curlis C&W Trucking number 99. And this young, hang on, Caden. This young man, DJ, he's got a bright future.
Yes, he does.
Is that 99, and wow.
I mean, he just drove that up to the St. Henry nightclub right there as he hopped through the corners, guys.
Hey guys, breaking news. Jimmy Owens going to a backup car, mechanical issues on his primary. You see the Kohler Motorsports number 20. They're pulling the backup car out as the former dirt track world champion. Gonna have to go to his backup bullet here tonight.
So again, fans watching at home, if you're coming out tomorrow, going to be about 80 degrees. You mentioned, DJ. We will, 4 o'clock, hot laps. Gates will open at the regular time. 4 o'clock hot laps here tomorrow afternoon, Dustin.
Absolutely. Dirt Racing Outreach Service at 2 p.m., by the way, in the Gray Multi-Purpose Building with Dale McDowell, the guest speaker. Don't go anywhere. Time trials coming up next. You are watching the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing.
This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
Hunt Brothers Pizza is proud to be the official pizza of Eldora Speedway. Fuel up with a hunk of pizza or a large 12-inch pizza loaded with all toppings, no extra charge. Pick original or thin crust, then add on any combo of our 10 delicious toppings. That's 1,024 ways to make it just the way you like. Head to the concession stands to get yours today. Want more? Download the Hunt Brothers Pizza app to find one of our 10,000 locations in convenience stores near you. Hunt Brothers Pizza, fuel for race day.
Hey, race fans, have you set your dirt track?
Tired of lugging around big bottles of liquid bleach? Now there's an easier way to whiten your laundry and freshen your home. Introducing Evolve Concentrated Bleach Tablets. Evolve makes bleaching easier than ever. Avoid the hassles of liquid bleach with a better, more versatile way of keeping your home fresh and clean. Evolving new concepts for cleaning. No spills, no splash, no mess. Choose Evolve Concentrated Bleach Tablets for all your bleaching needs.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is back big for 2025 as the Big River Steel Chase for the championship presented by ARP kicks off in January and concludes at the season finale at Eldora Speedway in October. Drivers will battle for over $1.3 million with $250,000 awarded to the series champion at Eldora Speedway. Don't miss the action all season.
You have to fight to pull ahead, to find your edge, to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome the impossible. And we've got the most powerful performance race fuel available to help you do it. Sunoco Race Fuels. Take the lead.
Welcome back to Eldora Speedway. On deck for you tonight. Coming up next is the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series Mullins Race Engines qualifying session. My name is Robbie DeVore, the voice of the Ohio Valley Late Models. So excited to be here tonight with you. Finally got some scoring updated on my old cell phone, looking at the black mirror, just staring at it, drooling, not knowing what I'm looking at, but race monitor up and running, and I am good to go for this Mullins Race Engines quick time effort by all of these drivers. They're going to get $100 in their pocket tonight, courtesy of Mullins Race Engines. Go ahead and contact them at 217-378-0300, or you can see them on the web, mullinsraceengines.com. Lots of sponsors that we have here in the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. When your wires are screaming, your motor's begging for juice, that's when Excess Power Battery steps up with up to 3,300 max amps and rugged AGM reliability. These beasts give you the punch to make the pass. Don't get left with a dead cell. Light the fuse with Excess Power. Visit 4xspowerbatteries.com and lock in your power edge tonight. 74 late models, steel block late models, set to do battle to try to make it into the A main and eyeing that $5,000 prize at the end of the night and the end of the season for us. It's been a wacky season in Ohio Valley. And we've got cars out on track. First on the clock in the KC Transport, number 10, Bland, Virginia native, Kenny Compton Jr. In the Race City Performance Pure Pro Accounting, Goodyear Cleaning Services, William Trenching, David Benfield CPA, CVR from Toccoa, Georgia in the 371, Drew Benfield. In the Alexander Safety Solutions, Sun Assist Construction, Rice Excavating and Plumbing in the 15K, run a new number, but it's still the same old Verona native from Kentucky, Josh Rice. And in the TNT, Mid-Michigan Lime and Gypsum, Stanton Glass from Carson City, Michigan in the 55 Whiskey, Brenton DeYoung. Josh Weiss on his first lap going to post a 16.467. Kenny Compton Jr. 17.243. Brenton DeYoung 17.991. All chasing the P1 15K of Josh Rice. 16.278. Fastest lap we've seen turned so far this afternoon at Eldora Speedway by Josh Rice. Was cruising Facebook a little bit earlier and seeing that he's going to be running with the steel block class, and I could not be more excited about it. And he's got a flashy looking race car on him too in the 15K, and that's 16.278 for Josh Rice. That's going to be tough to beat. I mean, we've seen Tyler Carpenter, he ran around a 16.5 in his hot lap. Obviously, you know, not much was on the line, just shaking the rust off, shaking that dust off, and getting rid of them butterflies to try to get out on track to post a fast lap at 16.278 for Josh Rice. In the Ace Metalworks, Jobs in Hope, West Virginia, D&D Landscaping, TKS Contracting, Jenkins Ford from Buckhannon, West Virginia, the number 7, Logan Hitt. In the Gamps, a Machine, Galls, Napa Auto, Conley Trucking from Wheelersburg, Ohio, in the 18, Charlie Miles Cook. In the Leach Performance Engines, Lally Kia, Fair Auto Care, Riverside Power Sports, Swartz Race Car from Chatham, Ontario in the 06, Jordan Van Hall. In the Barron's Race Engines, Wagner's Excavating, Tin Man Auto Body, Penske by Jim Stevens, Rocket RX1 from Mapleton Depot, Pennsylvania in the D19, Dylan Stake. Look at that, 0.6 slower from Josh Rice in the 15K, but fastest in this group. In the D19, Dylan Stake, P2, 16.749. Miles Cook in the 18, Charlie right by him, third quick, 17.265. For Miles Cook, Logan Hitt, and Kenny Compton Jr. Right now, your top 5, Jordan Van Hall in the 06, the Canadian coming out here with a 17.418 and 17.853 for Brenton DeYoung in the 55 Whiskey. Next group leading us out here, currently in the chase for the Chew on This Jerky Rookie of the Year. And the TBR, Kevin Terry's Lawn Service, Walmart, Premier Precast Products, Smokin' Jay's Rib and Brew House from Ashland, Kentucky in the number 97 Machine, Kevin Terry. In the Heads Performance, 22 Lawn Care, B&D Brady Farms, Spielman Farms, Kryptonite Race Cars from Blenheim, Ontario in the 22, Brian Spielman. And the Turnworks Machine and Fabrication, Aquatech Water Conditioning, Robertson EDM, Longhorn Chassis from Lyons, Ohio in the 56, BJ Gregory. Josh Rice still P1. Spielman fastest in group number 3 in the 22, 16.786 for Spielman in the 22. Jumps Miles Cook, pushes him back to the 4th spot. Logan Hitt gonna round out that top 5. Kevin Terry in the 97T, 8th quick right now, 18.324. Would love to shave some time off of that. 16.278 by Josh Rice in group number 1. My goodness, fastest overall by a half a second over Brian Spielman. Spielman 16.710 for the 22S. Brian Spielman, pretty good lap there. Still has to shave off about a half a second to chase Josh Rice, and I don't know if anybody's going to have anything for him in this group, because that is a blistering flash lap by the Verona, Kentucky native of Josh Wright in the 15K. Leading us out on track, he's been racing for 55 years, ladies and gentlemen. The R&J Trucking and Hauling, R&R Racing, Swift Springs Hooker Harness number 45 machine from Obetz, Ohio, Russ Fronapple. In the Triple Customs Off-Road Shop, TKS Contracting, ZDZ, A5 Holdings, JHL Repair, Wright Cattle Company from Buckhannon, West Virginia, and the number 12, Dave Loudon. And the Spanky's Pizza, Rigsby's Auto Repair, Nightmare Grove, Rocket Chassis from Sycamore, Ohio, in the 14 Tango, Cody Truman. And in the Sailors Market, Kessler's Auto Glass, Evolve Rocket Chassis from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and the number 8, Taylor Farling. In the new generation, B&R Incorporated, Autotech, Lumar Trucking, Rocket Chassis from Blenheim, Ontario, in the 43, Charlie, Cody Van de Winkle. So Josh Rice still P1, fastest in this group all the way back to P7 in the number 8 machine, 17.392 for Taylor Farling. Cody Van de Winkle in the 43C, 17.757. Dave Loudon, P11 right now. Can't crack the top 10 if you're in that 12 machine, at least to this point. 17.738 for Dave Loudon. Leading us off next on the clock in the Gibbons Performance, Wilkerson Farms, Done Right Construction, Boswell Oil, Longhorn Chassis from Trenton, Florida. A long trip for this bad boy right here, the number 6, Clay Harris. In the Krager Race Engines, Holland Haskell's, L&M Racing, Chatham Kent Home Buildings, Longhorn Chassis from Chatham, Ontario, and the 21, Greg Haskell. Making his way into turn number 3, way high goes the number 97, McDonald Dodson Racing, McDonald Farms Jenkins Auto Parts Machine. Last year's Chew on This Jerky Rookie of the Year winner from Ellenboro, Ohio, Steve Dodson. And in the Hallowbelt Jet Drain Iowa Water and Waste Pre-Owned Auto of Des Moines, Rocket Chassis from Newton, Iowa, in the 15C, Kurt Schroeder. And Clay Harris in the number 6 car. Clay Harris in that number 6 machine goes to second quick, still looks like 0.5 of a second slower. Clay Harris in the number 6, right behind Josh Rice. Still chasing that 16.278 for Josh Rice in P1, looking to get a Mullins Race Engines Quick Time Award at Eldora Speedway in the steel block class. So got some great laps here tonight. 16.278, 16.748. So we're talking a half a second there. And even inside the top 15 right now, just about a second, 1.2 seconds separates the split between first and 15th. So in the Southern Ohio Trenching, Tribute Contracting Premier Precast Machine from Calixburg, Kentucky, the number 58, Evan Terry. In the Reds Race Shop, Rick's Lawn and Landscape, Four Boys Racing Supply, Baker's Tire and Auto, Masterbuilt by Eller, Dockery's Tire and Lube, Interstate Welding Machine from Murphy, North Carolina, in the 4H, Levi Hicks. And all the way from New Matamoros, Ohio, in the Kale Lawn and Landscaping, Stacked Products, Swift Springs, Integrity Paving, Tide Touareg Racing Engines. In the 99T, Tyler Riggs. And in the Race City Performance, Simpson Trucking and Grading, Halsey Auto Parts, McKinney Designs, Longhorn Chassis from Gainesville, Georgia, in the number 52, Kevin Stevens. In the Grassmeyer Auctioneering, MHT Transport, Steidinger Excavation, Rocket RX1 from Port Royal, Pennsylvania, the number 23, Lane Schnook. Josh Rice, Clay Harris, Brian Spielman, Lane Snook in the 23 cracks that fast four with a 16.723. Fastest in this group to qualify. Gregory Haskell in the 21 from the last group, 16.940. Tyler Riggs, who was just out there in the 8th position on speed right now with a 99 Tango with a 17.017 for Tyler Riggs. Leading us out in the Owens Race Products, Hubbard GM Center, Boss Chassis from Monticello, Indiana in the 22, Jace Owens. In the Thomas and AJ Logging, Nicholson Auto Sales, Key Oil Company, Slicks Customs. Got a lot of track championships down there in Tyler County from West Union, West Virginia in the 1-5, Donnie Dotson. In the Stinger Race Cars by KCW, King Machine and Welding, Clifton Construction from Seymour, Tennessee in the 4s tonight, Chase King. King had himself a great lap in the hot laps. 3rd quick overall. Let's see if he can do it any better. Right now, Chase King in the 44K going to be 9th quick overall with a 17.109 for Chase King, and that's where he's going to stay on lap number 2. In the Ramey Engines, Gatton's Towing, Trackhouse Motorplex, Capital Waste, Longhorn Chassis from Troutman, North Carolina in the number 7 as we come to a close, Dan Brewer. Dan Brewer right now 17th on speed, 17.330 for Dan Brewer. Josh Rice, Clay Harris, Brian Spielman, your podium qualifiers as it stands. Lane Snook, your fast 4, rounding out the top 5 in the D19. Dylan Stake, Gregory Haskell, Miles Cook, Tyler Riggs, Chase King, and Brandon Brown in the B4. Round out your top 10 so far. Still got a handful of cars remaining. Lots of cars here. This is a substantially larger field than I have ever called before. So getting everything organized, learning a lot from everybody up here in the booth with me. Mr. Essex, I've taken notes on him since the moment I met him. And DJ, he's been very helpful to me. Dustin Jarrett, glad to see him back up here. We've screamed on the same microphone before down there at Tyler County Speedway, so it's cool to get to see someone that carved the way to be up here in the booth next to me, and it's awesome to be here at Eldora Speedway. Well, leading us out in the Rod Carter Jr. Memorial Foundation 859 Off-Road Absolute Seamless Gutters Swartz Race Cars from Crab Orchard, Kentucky, the 23 Bravo, Dalton Brown. In the House Racing Engines A2B Contracting Party at Travis, Toter Island of Frenchies, Black Diamond Machine from Independence, Kentucky, in the 29 Ethan Toter rather. In the Race City Performance, Staunton Union Stockyard, Raffine Transport, Smith Farm Equipment, Longhorn Chassis from Rockbridge Baths, Virginia in the 00, Tyler Bear. In the DAM Fellowship Heating and Cooling, Kinship Goods, Kryptonite Race Cars from Charleston, West Virginia in the 72, Joe Harper. And the Lucky Buck Mineral Rocket Chassis Race City Performance FDR from Dawson, Pennsylvania, Braden Dillinger in the 1. Ethan Toter in the 29 cracks that top 10 on speed. He's fastest of this group that you just seen qualify on the 29 with a 17.160 for Ethan Toter. Dalton Brown, P12, just a shade back from him in the 23B. Dalton Brown scored himself a 17172. Leading us out on track in the Gibbons Motorsports, DK Durkle, AFH Sod Farms from Mooresville, North Carolina, the number 72, Robbie Bailey. Good looking hot rod in that 72, I tell you what. comes across the start-finish line for his first time laps in the Robin's Nest Apartments, Eagle Automotive, Marne Industrial Buildings, Cadena Brothers Pizza from Muskegon, Michigan, and the number 51, Scott Winnell. And on the backstretch, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody's got anything for Josh Rice, it's going to be in the Eisner Performance Racing Engines, Quick Time Performance Parts, Kryptonite Race Cars from Parkersburg, West Virginia, the number 7, Tyler Carpenter, P2 on his first lap for time. Right now, 0.2 of a second off the leader's pace, and Josh Wright, 16.426, rounds it high, wide, and handsome out of turn number 4, coming to the checkered flag for Tyler Carpenter, 16.404 for the 7 of Tyler Carpenter. So it's going to be Josh Rice still fastest. And the 72 you see on the screen here, planted the nose. You see the right side, the right front of the number 72 of Robbie Bailey, taking some damage to the front end of that race car. In the qualifying session, missed it from the eyeballs. But I imagine probably got up into the rough stuff. Excellent view of the historic Eldora Speedway. So Josh Rice is fastest. Tyler Carpenter, Clay Harris, and Brian Spielman. Right now, your Fast 4, Lane Snook, your top 5 qualifiers, and your Mullins Race Engines quick time qualifying. We'll be back in just a few seconds, ladies and gentlemen, for Group B of the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series qualifying. Welcome back to Eldora Speedway. Look at the little one over there. Throw me a slide job, buddy. Come on, baby. Take it down to the basement. There we go, down the backstretch at a full clip. Paused. Comes to a halt. He's going to try turn 2 again into turn number 3. Slides out high up into the cushion. Jets out of the corner. Look at that. Kids having a good time. On the big screen, everybody watching at home. You guys remember playing with toy cars. I'm 33 years old, daggone it. I got about 1,000 of them little die-cast cars. Maybe I'll bring some out here next year and put up a bigger track right beside them. We got group letter B, sorry about that. Group B here for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. Mullins quick time effort. Mullins Race Engine's been a proud partner of the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series for quite some time. Dirt Track World Championship for the Lucas Oil Late Models. That is that trophy. Look at how beautiful. Carl Short does a fantastic job promoting all the races that he does, including the Dirt Track World Championship, and got a lot of good looking hardware for the winner tomorrow night. And it's going to be our last race of the year for the season. It's been a long, weird year, losing tracks, gaining tracks. Weather has been brutal for us at the beginning of the season. It's all coming to close here on the biggest stage at Eldora Speedway, the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. Here we go, Group B, baby. And the Race Tech Scott's Construction, Hunt Chef, Capital Earthworks, Rocket Chassis from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. The number 33, Sean Boscovich, going to go ahead and lead us out there. On track, coming to the green flag this time. And the P3 Motorsports Blue Beacon Truck Wash, PPP on-site Marine Service Patterson Excavating, the Backyard Grill, the Buffet Buster. How about that from Spencer, Indiana, and the P3 Marty O'Neill. And in the L&J Real Estate, CNC Farms, Rose Racing Engines, Burlow Performance, Marshall Medical, AC Custom Graphics from Scott Depot, West Virginia. In the 7s tonight, William Rose. And in the Rogers Brothers Racing, Bear Contracting, Applied Construction Solutions from Spelter, West Virginia. Number 23, Derek Rogers. First lap time, William Rose, 77, P1, 16.930. Remember, we're chasing overall fastest time with a Josh Rice 15K, 16.278, so 0.7 of a second slower than Mr. Rice, but William Rose doing a nice job there, 16.930. He is fastest of the first 4, the first quad 2 qualified. Derek Rogers second quick, 1.717 for the 23 of Derek Rogers. Marty O'Neill in the P3, in P3 right now with a 17.638. And the 33, your fast 4 of your first 4 in Sean Boscovich with an 18.065. Awesome opportunity to walk through the pits earlier and meet some of these brand new drivers, looking them in the eyes and seeing how much they mean to the crews that they bring, the families. Everybody's having a good time in a place like Eldora Speedway. And leading us out for their qualifying effort in the Wade Rucard Trucking, PPM Racing Products, Webb's Excavating, Burgess Motorsports Products, Penske Racing Shocks. He's coined his old lead foot from Hebron, Kentucky, in the number 9, Josh Dietz. In the Old School Racing, 1954 Kryptonite Race Cars, Kidney Foundation, Northwood Healthcare Gardens, Old Moon Man from Worcester, Ohio, in the 3, Thomas Baker. On the backstretch in the Afterburner Performance, Dome Cycles, Octane Race Products, 5-time Ohio Valley Late Model Champion from Polka, West Virginia in the Mach 5, Zach Milby. And we have a yellow flag on the Speedway presented to you by Premier Precast. Headed into turn number 3, the number 9, Josh Dietz, slow on the racetrack. So getting some intel now saying that he caught up to a car up in front of him, so it impeded his lap. He had to slow down, was off pace, so we're going to re-rack it here and retry it with a little bit more spacing in between. Had a crawl now under the Premier Precast yellow flag in the number 92 in the Barron's Race Engines, Williams Family Motorsports, Zachary Krause Veterinarian, BAB Automotive, Rocket Chassis from Mercersburg, Pennsylvania, the number 92, Frankie Gordon. All right, so now Josh Dietz has a clear eye on a clear racetrack up in front of him. Green flag is out. William Rose still fastest in the number 77. Josh Dietz on his first lap, 16.982, 5/100ths of a second off of Williams Rose's pace. Now he's going to take it into turns 3 and 4 for the final time for him. Conservative line there through the middle, coming to the flag stand. 1 lap to go for the number 9, 16.969. Little better, but not good enough yet for Josh Dietz. Zach Milby, 5-time top of the boards, 16.801 for the Poco, West Virginia native himself, Zach Milby. P1 coming off a slew of victories. This guy has been Mr. Consistency all season long. He's been on the bad side of a couple inverts, but he has dug deep and drove mad through this entire season, and now has a hefty lead for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series championship points. Right now, all he has to do is make the feature and take the green flag, and he is a 6-time champion of our series, and he is fastest out of the first 8. Zach Milby, 16.837. Frankie Gordon, 17.951, 17.638 for Marty O'Neill. Thomas Baker in the 3, Old Moon Man, scored himself a 17.922. Going to put him second slowest right now, just in front of the 33 of Sean Boscovich. In the 33, Commonwealth Bandit, go ahead and enter the track if you wouldn't mind. Get her up to speed on the backstretch in the Witten Brothers, Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep, Possums, Quarter Farms, Wells Motorsports, Fritz's Car Care, Skibby Johnson Motorsports from Beaver Dam, Virginia, in the number 22. That is Russell Irwin. Russell Irwin won at Lernerville about a month and a half ago in that number 22. So right now, what we're dealing with, the reason that the only car out there is the 22 of Irwin is because the Rushville Rocket can't get that thing fired up. Failure to launch for the 25. Trying to get him pushed there. And the 803 Construction, R&J Trucking, and a hauling slacker fabrication machine from Rushville, Ohio in the 25. That's Ted Johnson Jr. Perfect attendance for Ted Johnson Jr. has been out with us in every single race that we've been able to run. 25 has been there. He is tried and true, and he's going to try it out here at Eldora. Come on, Rushville Rocket. You got it, baby. In the Rapid Rad Service, Deerhaven Power Sports, Bellevue Fabricating, Rocket XR1 from Trenton, Ontario, in the number 57, old Canadian out there, and Charlie Sandercock. And in the B&B Performance Racing Engines, Mr. B Heating and Air, Savannah River Land Management, Rockin' M Woodcrafters, Kryptonite Race Car from Leesville, South Carolina, in the 1-1, Lance Brazington. Zach Milby, 16.837, P1 on speed. 57, Charlie Sandercock, fastest on lap number 1 for him, puts him 7th overall, 17.77. Russell Irwin, 22. Go ahead and move over, Zach Milby. 16.693 for the 22. Commonwealth Bandit of Russell Irwin goes to the top out of 12 overall. Russell Irwin loves making the drive to travel and try and race against some of the best steel blocks that we have in the region, and does a nice job. Almost swept the Lernerville feature that we had for the Hillbilly 100. Another awesome spectacle put on by Carl Short. 22 time to beat, 16.694 for Russell Irwin, about 0.2 of a second faster than Zach Milby. William Rose still doing nice, holding on to 3rd in the 77. Josh Dietz, P4, and rounding out the top 5, Derek Rogers. Good to see him, man. He's had a tough season himself, had to miss out on a lot of races in that 23. Coming out here with a 17.17, holding on to 5th. Pretty good lap time for him. Next out on track in the Curtis Towing, Holdren Construction, Skinner, Go Lithium, Central Star Drilling, Mayfield Automotive from Parkersburg, West Virginia, in the number 44, Casey Burdett. Great modified driver, going to strut his stuff tonight in the steel block. Be on the lookout for that 44. In the Harold Robinson Affordable Roofing, Carnal Murphy's, Stoner's Mansion House, in the number 82, Andy Freeze. In the wreck performance, Robertson Family Racing Pierce Race Cars from Defiance, Ohio into P3 tonight, Jeff Robertson. And in the Sanders Headliners Big A's Custom Graphics 525 crate engine in that bad boy in the Longhorn chassis from Spartansburg, South Carolina, and the number 42, Anthony Sanders. Casey Burdett, second quick, jumps Zach Milby, puts himself up into P2, 16.722 for Casey Burdett. William Rose drops back to the fast four. Andy Freeze in the 82 gets jumped by Anthony Sanders, so 8th and 9th still up for grabs, coming to the checker flag. 17.278 for Anthony Sanders in the 42, 82 with a 17.287. So less than a thousandth of a second in between those two. Back there in 8th and 9th, Russell Irwin, Casey Burdett, Zach Milby, William Rose, your fast four. As it stands about halfway through your Mullins race engines qualifying. Leading us out, currently leads the chase in the Chew on This Jerky Rookie of the Year. In the Ray's Garage Longhorn, in the U2 from Creston, Ohio, Christy Euler. In the Duncan Oil Hater Racing Jegs, LePage Motorsports from Sunbury, Ohio, in the 151, Trace Settles. And I love this guy's name in the ride performance. The Tire Lady, Getty Landscaping, RBR Speed Shop, Rocket Chassis from Oriana, Illinois, in the 55. Let's hear it for Rocket Bennett. And coming off a string of wins, back-to-back victories in our series in the Capel Automotive, Ron's Auto and Convenience, McCormick Auto Details, Hometown Payment Solutions, Green Clipper, Lawn and Landscaping, Kryptonite Race Cars from Parkersburg, West Virginia, in the C2, Corey Delancey. Corey Delancey on his first lap goes to 7th quick, 17218, 17.218 for Corey Delancey. Jumps up one more spot, P6 for Corey Delancey with a 17.067. Rocket Bennett back there knocking on the door to top 10, P11 on speed, 17.412 for the 55 of Bennett. We're clicking right along, ladies and gentlemen. For Group B, running some new colors this weekend. Had to put on a show for everybody watching Eldora Speedway. You know that. In the Amerimed Virginia Driveline Accelerated Accounting Pappy's Speed Shop machine from Mineral Wells, West Virginia, 21G, Corey Galbraith. And the Buccaneer Hauling, McDonald Farms, Extreme Design and Graphics, Schwartz Race Cars, EMT Logistics from Good Hope, West Virginia, and the number 44, Lucas McDonald. And the Slicker Graphics, Harris Distribution, Nick's Towing, Stacked Burr Industrial Repair. The grandson of old Vern Lefevre is a legend down here from Cincinnati, Ohio, in the number 90. That's Michael Lefevre's. Lane Clifton in the 23C. Right now fastest in this group, 6th quick overall, 16-second lap out of him, 16.975 for the 23C of Lane Clifton. Jumps Corey Delancey, Derek Rogers, and Charlie Sandercock to push him back to the top 10. Lucas McDonald, 17.340 in the number 44, P12 on speed for Lucas McDonald. Still chasing 22, Commonwealth Bandit of Russell Irwin, 16.694 is your quick time pace in Group B. Still chasing Josh Rice, his blistering lap, my goodness, with a 16.278 for Josh Rice. I don't know if anybody's gonna have any, if Tyler Carpenter couldn't do it, if Russell Irwin or Casey Burdett couldn't do it, hey man, we got a lot of talent out here, but we'll see what we can do. Next on the clock, in the Masterbuilt Performance, Stakes, Auto Sales, Nellie Fox Bowl, Next Level Designs, Graphics, in the Chevy from St. Thomas, Pennsylvania, in the number 99, Michael Walls. And the LB Drywall, Gatton's Wrecker Services, Gans Race Cars, Longhorn from Landis, North Carolina, number 32, Larry Blankenship. And the Vic Hill Engines, Boswell Oil, Finish Line Powder Coating, Alpha Containers, Longhorn from Fletcher, North Carolina, in the 72B, Barrett Lowe. And in the Lucky Bowl machine, in the number 1, Braden Dillinger. popping out there on the racetrack as well. All black everything, number 32 of Larry Blankenship. Finally put some numbers on that bad boy. Look at that. One car goes to P1 with a 16.646. Braden Dillinger, go ahead, buddy. Man, 0.4 of a second off of Josh Rice's pace, but fastest in Group B so far, 16.646 for Braden Dillinger. Came out of nowhere, didn't even have him on the radar to be this quick, but man, put Russell Irwin back in the second spot, Casey Burdett third, Zach Milby now your fast four. Braden Dillinger, what a blistering lap time. But he put on a heater. There we go, Barrett Lowe in the 72. Jumped him up one Group 2 quickly. He is on your screen. Barrett Lowe in the 72B, first to take the green flag. In the Power Source Coastal Development C&W Grading CNY Custom Remoting from Camden, North Carolina, in the number 95, Connor Morgan. And the B&B Performance Racing Engine Extreme Towing and Recovery, Nelson Storage Portable Solutions for storage Longhorn chassis from LaGrange, Georgia, in the number 34, Chad Wallace. And in the 00 tonight in the Bowens Dumpster, Shepherd's Brothers Logging, Styles Roofing, Johnson Lawn Service from Gastonia, North Carolina, Brandon Doherty. Barrett Lowe, 6th quick. And the all-black everything, number 72. Barrett Lowe scored himself a 16.941. I'm very impressed with Braden Dillinger coming out here and posting a 16, just a shade over 16.5 for him. Dockery, Brandon Dockery in the 00, 19th quick overall, 17.581. And first out for what I believe is our last to qualify in the Truck Pro Enterprises Mower Parts Plus Slacker Fabrication Machine in the 02 from Mount Perry, Ohio, Joey Chamber. It's a little bit off pace there in turn number 2. That's Joey Chambers. And the Allen Stone Builders Don Linder sales team, Crum Concrete and Excavating from Little Hocking, Ohio in the B52, Pete Crum. And the Sweet Victory Apparel, DJ's Racing Solutions, Victory Seats, Stinger Chassis from Noonan, Georgia in the 03, Oliver Gentry. And we also see Michael Lefevers out there on the racetrack as well. Braden Dillinger fastest overall. Russell Irwin second. 16.646 is the best time in Group B. Russell Irwin, Casey Burdett, Zach Milby, and William Rose, your top 5. Barrett Lowe, Josh Dietz, Lane Clifton, Corey Delancey, and Derek Rogers going to make up your top 10 in Group B4 qualifying. Fastest time overall from Group A. Your Mullins Race Engines Quick Time Award will go to Josh Rice in the 15K from Verona, Kentucky with a 16.278. That's going to do it for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series qualifying. Congratulations to Josh Rice in the 15K for scoring the fastest lap in your Mullins Race Engines Quick Time. We'll be back shortly with our Lucas Oil Late Models coming back out on track. And I'll turn it over to James Essex and Dustin Jarrett. We'll see you shortly.
we showed the world what it means to go big. Combining mini-mill technology with industry-leading talent, producing steel our customers need in an environmentally responsible way. Now, we're going even bigger. Big River Steel is building a second, highly sustainable and technologically advanced steel mill, allowing us to deliver even more of the sustainable steel needed to solve the challenges of tomorrow without sacrificing performance today. That's big picture steel.
Premier Health was first in the region. First emergency room, first ICU. We created the first ambulance in the air. We broke records. We made history. Our 110 years of experience were gained for this one split second.
We're going to take you to Miami Valley Hospital, okay?
We were granted level 1 trauma verification, the highest level of care for critically injured and sick patients. We treat patients that other hospitals can't. We are the most experienced. Premier Health.
I love the sound of someone getting their money's worth. I mean, where else are you gonna get ahs like that for 89 cents? Only in Casey's country. It's not crazy, it's Casey's. For a limited time, get medium fountain drinks for just 89 cents.
The best dirt late model series in America. Down the back straightaway.
Moran and Davenport bring him to the green.
Shepard is out of fuel. Shepard may be out of fuel.
Is going to be official. Your 2024 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion is Ricky Thornton Jr.
Hey race fans, picture this, a tap house with 46 taps where you make all the choices, paying by the ounce as you try all of your favorites on our unique self-serve pouring wall. Sure Shot Tap House offers something for everyone, from crafts, ciders, and seltzers to old favorite domestics, bourbon, and wine. Oh, and let's not forget our awesome beer-inspired food menu. So race fans, while at Eldora, be sure to check out the Sure Shot Tap House. Online at SureShotTapHouse.com, just right down the road in Greenville.
This February, it's time to trade the cold for the coast. The Clash on the Coast roars back to life on February 21st through 28th, 2026. IMC stock cars, sport mods, and modifieds light up Northwest Florida Speedway and Deep South Speedway. Then, hit the beach for the ultimate racecation destination. During the off days, enjoy the Clash Bash deck party, the Cruise Orange Beach Dolphin Cruises, and more. Racing, sunshine, beaches, and family fun. This is Clash on the Coast 2026, presented by IMC8.TV.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by Big River Steel, developing sustainable steel made with the world's most advanced mini-mill technologies. Lucas Oil Products, keep that engine alive. And Automotive Racing Products, ARP, quality first and made in the USA.
You did that well, my friend.
Thank you. Are you ready?
Let's do it 3 at a time here in All-Star Performance Time Trials. 59 cars. Group A will qualify against each other. There'll be heats 1, 2, and 3 here tonight. Ready to go. It's the defending race winner, not out there, right?
No, that's him on the back straightaway. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. He's
that's
in the
okay. That's okay. It's hard to see those bright colors.
It is. It'll be Bobby Pierce. He's out of Oakwood, Illinois, followed by the 28. He comes to us out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. That'll be Tyler Carpenter in the 18D out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. That is Dalton Wilson. He's at the Grantley Farms MG Auto Sales, the Auto Outlet, Innovative Community Solutions, Kellner Contracting, JR Motor Sales, B&L Construction, Cheap Chevrolet DuPont Lighting, Pierce the Low Voltage Solution, Churchill Transport, Collins Brothers Towing, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Pontiac RV, and Steinecker Construction, Longhorn Vic Hill 32.
And after lap number 1, Bobby Pierce 16.350, the early time to beat. Dalton Wilson second quick, Tyler Carpenter third. Second lap time for BP, just 2 thousandths of a second off. He stands atop the leaderboard, 1.6350. Tyler Carpenter better on lap 2, stays third, 1.6810. And Dalton Wilson goes to the top of the leaderboard. James, the time to beat. Big perm out there, and that kind of looks like a Michael Page wrap, right? With the bright pink on it. I love the breast cancer awareness wrap for Dalton Wilson Jr. 1.6344, the time to beat.
Tyler Carpenter, the Krypton Eisner over indoors, Holder in the construction, Integra, Mike's Tree Service, Parkersburg Plumbing, State Line Construction, Cordial Logistics. The next trio will be the 22 out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. That'll be Chris Ferguson. He is in the Brian Connard, Stinger, Clemens. That's Live Oak Aesthetic and Family Dentistry, Animal Care Clinic, Spartan Transportation, Schaefer's Oil, Heckles Plumbing, Gentry Used Auto Parts. Followed by the 11 of Josh Rice. Now a 3-time Northern All-Star champion, the Rick Jones Team Sinessus. It's a rocket with a Vic Hill, Sinessus Construction, Airmax Heating and Cooling, Glenwood Electric, Chain Locker, Rice Excavating and Plumbing, and Sunoco. Number 11 followed by Rod Conley. Rice into the wall in turn 4, and that's going to have to bring out a Coleman Farms Racing caution for the 11 of Josh Rice. Rod Conley also out there at Wheelersburg, Ohio, in the Conley River Terminal. Conley Trucking Rocket Dramey. So we'll see if we have a Dave Warren Power Sports replay for the now 3-time Northern All-Star champion Josh Rice, DJ. Wow.
Yeah, Rice 9th back here at the Dirt Late Model Dream. Of course, picked up a prelim win World 100 weekend. And here's a look at the Dave Warren Power Sports replay. Rice going into turn number 3. A little too high on corner entry, and that is a much harder hit than it looks. And he is going to limp the Rick Jones number 11 down into the infield, and he will have to come from the tail of one of tonight's 6 heat races.
Rice, he's running the steel block for Bruce Kane Racing. They're parked together down there. So Chris Ferguson, 16.177. If that is official, DJ, that'll go to the top here, an all-star performance for Group A.
Well, how about that?
It's Stinger.
Yes, that's right. Remember, and again, we talked about it earlier, too. Fergie was good here. He always runs really well at Eldora, but he was 8th back at the World 100, 12th in the Dirt Late Model Dream. As they come around, checker flag is out. Rod Conley's best lap, 4th quick, 1:6.354. And Chris Ferguson, can he improve on lap number 2? And he does, 1:6.054. Now the time to beat for Mount Holly, North Carolina's Chris Ferguson. So after 6 cars, Fergie, Dalton Wilson, Bobby Pierce going to be your top 3.
It'll be Ethan Dotson, the 74X. He's out of Bakersfield, California. The 2X Motorsports, BK Grading and Paving, H&A Development. Jarrett Rifles, Azio, Camo, Longhorn Clements, followed by the 71 out of Martinsville, Indiana. It'll be Hudson O'Neill. He's in the Todd and Vicky Burns SSI Motorsports, Big River Steel, Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding Company, Subsurface of Indiana, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling, Westside Tractor Sales, Dyna One Inc., O'Neill Salvage and Recycling, Indiana USSSA, Fast Pit Softball, Bob and Tammy Burton, Houchins Insurance Group, Bob Kedovich, Bill Sunoco. That's a Longhorn with a cornet, followed by Clay Harris. He is in the Longhorn with a Durham power plant. He's out of Jupiter, Florida. The Wilkerson Farms, Impact Electrical, Dunright Construction, National Fragile X Foundation, Universal Cable Systems, 12 Kings Construction Supply for Clay Harris. O'Neill currently 4th. He is locked into that spot in the championship run. That's worth $125,000. Trying to win his first DTWC. And then, of course, Ethan Dotson, a regular to the World of Outlaw Series, and Clay Harris, who is 13th in the Lucas points.
Yeah, of course, Hudson O'Neill's dad, Don, the 2011 Dirt Track World Champion. Clay Harris, who was quick in hot laps, goes 5th quick on his first qualifying time. First trip around for Hudson O'Neill, good enough for 2nd quick. Ethan Dodson was 7th on lap number 1. Lap 2's a little better, but he stays 7th. Best lap 16. 6.86. Hudson O'Neill's best lap, 2nd quick, 1:6.247. And Clay Harris comes in 5th quick, 1:6.421. Try it again. After 9 cars, Chris Ferguson, Hudson O'Neill, Dalton Wilson, now your top 3.
Current Midwest Middle Points leader by 15. It'll be Devin Moran. Remember those 10 bonus points. Thornton is in Group B. Moran into Roger Sellers, Double Down Motorsports. That is a Longhorn with the Clements here this weekend. Big River Steel, Lazy Days RV, C&W Trucking, Hazen Services, Bomag, Millwood Plumbing, Refuel Wellness, Anthony's Pizza, Pee-wee's Wrecker Service, Red Oak Pub, Car Source Auto, McHugh Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Phillips CPA, Smoky Mountain Speedway, Holland Haskell's. He'll be followed by the 20 out of Newport, Tennessee, Jimmy Owens, the Kohler Motorsports, Rocket with a Vic Hill, Elite Ready Mix, Reese Monument Company, Ultimate Towing, Capital Electric, Capital Waste, Boom Test Will Service, Cheap Cars, and also Hummel Concrete, Clint Keenan, the Kryptonite Mullins, Keenan Concrete, DeVoe Construction, Tony Hutt Trucking, 29.
2nd quick, Devin Moran needs to jump up one more spot and see how it holds up. First lap time for Jimmy Owens is 8th quick. Remember, that's the backup car, James. He had trouble in hot laps. Clint Keenan's first lap time is going to be 10th quick. What's Dev have on lap number 2? He goes to the top of the leaderboard, 159.65 for Devin Moran. Jimmy Owens jumps up to 6th, 164.01 after a motor issue in hot laps. And Clint Keenan's second lap also better, but he stays 10th, 167.22. Devin Moran, now the time to beat 169.65. James, we'll see how that holds up here in All-Star Performance Time Trials Group A.
Up next will be the 93s out of Lincoln to North Carolina. He's 9th in the Lucas Oil points. It'll be Carson Ferguson. He's in the Paler Motorsports Longhorn Clements, Hoopall Grading Company, Live Oak Aesthetic and Family Dentistry, Coleman Farms Racing, Sparks Oil, Buddy's Automotive, Brad Benton Trucking, Baker Mitchell Company, Tribble Electric, Pro Fabrication, Boone HVAC, Solidify Concrete, Floor Solutions 93, followed by the number 1. He's 5th in the points. It'll be Brandon Shepard, trying to get a record 6th DTWC this weekend out of New Berlin, Illinois. The Mark Richards Racing, Rocket Durham, Valvoline, Swebert Calf Ranches, Franklin Enterprises, Petro Towing, Gunners, Honey Sunoco, Collins Brothers Towing, East Metalworks, Performance Grading Styles, Marina Maintenance, Rocket One Pre-Owned, and RC Whitwell, and the AK Race Cars out of Tucson, Arizona, Bob Marino's Pizza Race Engines, and Asian Spa 69.
Carson Ferguson now the time to beat, James, 159.39. That takes Devin Moran out of the possibility of getting 10 bonus points. Sheppy goes 4th. RC Whitwell 13th. Lap 2 for Carson Ferguson, not as good, may not matter. 159.39, the new time to beat. Shep's second lap time, he jumps up 1 spot to 3rd quick, 16.010. And RC Whitwell's second lap, a little better, 11th quick, 16641. New time to beat in Group B, Carson Ferguson with a 15.9399 after 15 cars.
Again, Thorne's going to be in Group B. Up next will be former Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway track champion. It'll be John Hotchkiss. He is out of Pittsburgh. He's in the Rocket Clements, Hotchkiss Construction, Hotchkiss Lumber, Brian Signs and Decals, Pinnacle Ventures 69, followed by the 60. He is 3rd in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase in the James Trantina car. Out of Lakeshore, Minnesota, it'll be Dan Ebert. Dan Ebert of the Collins Brothers Towing, Minnesota Truck Headquarters, Woody's Racing, Shaw Trucking, Christensen Group, and Ames Oil. That's a Rocket Durham, followed by Tyler Wyant, first time here. He's out of Oil City, Pennsylvania, the Longhorn Pro Power, Virgil Iron and Steel, winchrental.com, Eagle Hoist and Winch, and Bish Heating and Cooling, number 24 for Tyler Wyant.
First lap time for Johnny Huck, 15th quick, 17.434. First trip around for Dan Ebert, 11th quick, 16.626. And Tyler Wyant in his first ever appearance to Eldora, 17.551. That will be 17th quick. Lap number 2 for John Hotchkiss is 16th quick, not as good. Second lap for Dan Ebert, a little better, up 1 spot to 10th, 165.32. And the second lap for Tyler Wyant, also a tick better. He'll move up 1 spot to 16th, best lap 170.88. 18 drivers have attempted a lap. Carson Ferguson, Devin Moran, Brandon Shepard, right now the top 3.
Carson Ferguson, he was good at Brownstown and Pittsburgh. Will he win his first time at Eldora here tonight? We'll see in a heat race. As right now, he'll be on the victory fuel pole of heat number 1, but it'll be the veteran Jerry Bowersock. Looking for his 5th modified title. He'll be in the modified feature later on. He's out of Wapakoneta, Ohio. He's in the Fulton Camps Fringetown Trailer Sales and Supply. North Star Drilling, TV Tile, Truman Quarter Horses. That's a Rocket Clements. Followed by Turbo, Tyler Erb out of New Waverly, Texas. The Best Performance, Rocket Clements. Langenfelder Mechanical, Roberts B Company, First Class Septic, Go Lithium, Sunoco, Santa Weld. Followed by Brandon Moore. He's out of Bryan, Ohio. And the Kryptonite Hoffman, Eidenauer Racing Service, DCR Graphics, number 39.
Jerry Bowersock, 16th quick on lap number 1. Tyler Erb's first lap time, 10th quick, 164.52. And Brandon Moore. Trio of drivers here, James Racing out of the Buckeye State, 19th quick for Brandon Moore, 17.288. Bowersock's second lap, a little better, stays 17th, 1.683. Lap 2 for Turbo is good lap, 6 quick, 1.6294. And the final trip around for Bryan, Ohio's Brandon Moore, 18th quick, little better lap, 1.6953. After 21 drivers have now attempted a lap, they're all chasing Carson Ferguson in his lap, 1.5939.
If it stands right now, heat number 1 would have the cousins, Carson and Chris, on the front row. Am I right?
That is correct as it stands right now.
Wow. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Still a long way to go here in Group A. It'll be the 111 coming off a second-place finisher in the Pittsburgher 2 weeks ago. It'll be Max Blair. He's out of Centerville, Pennsylvania. He's in the Brad Spochas, Centerline Motorsports, Longhorn Clements, C&J Dairy, Creek Pizza and Pub, Upstate Auto Group, Dean Auto Group, Creekside Auto Sales, One Stop Collision Care, Murphy's Logging, TLW Transport, Gable Inn, Deer Creek Bowls, and Deer Lakes Bowls, and Riggs Fiber. Followed by the 3S in the Bob Elise and Colin entry out of Chatham, Illinois. It'll be Brian Shirley. He's in the Longhorn Durham, Thomason Express, Oka Trucking, All Geyer Performance, J&J Ventures Gaming, Race Ranch, KBC Graphics, Cheap Cars, Ted Brown's Quality Paint and Body Shop, and Ryan Montgomery, the Harris Walmsley Racing, Josh Walmsley Racing, Longhorn Clements, number 12 out of Fairmont, West Virginia.
Max Blair, 5th quick. Good lap for him. Brian Shirley, 17th on lap 1, and Ryan Montgomery, 22nd. See what Max has on lap number 2. Stays 5th quick. Best lap, 1:60.58. Second lap time for Brian Shirley. He was 17th on lap 1. He'll look to improve. He does. 15th, 1:6.656. And the second lap time for Ryan Montgomery, a hair better, 17th, 1:6.691. So Max Blair now 5th, Chris Ferguson 4th, Brandon Shepard 3rd, Devin Moran 2nd. They all trail Carson Ferguson after 24 cars here in Group A.
Montgomery, Bomax Equipment Company, Next Level Heating Cooling, Newlands International Sales, A5 Holdings, Say Transport, Teats Meats. You like Teats Meats? That's a good one. FIFA and Legendary Transport. It'll be the 09 up next. He's out of Sun River, Montana. It'll be Michael Leach. Michael Leach, he's at the Lowenboro Motorsports, Longhorn, Cornet, Dust Pots, Willow Ranch, Hellraiser Jacks, number 09, followed by 19R. It'll be Ryan Gustin. Ryan Gustin, he's in the Vic Hill Power Plant in the Infinity by Wells for Todd Cooney Motorsports. Allen Seamless Gutters, Hoker Trucking, Wells & Sons Motorsports, Carl Chevrolet, Fertilizer Equipment Specialist, Dynamic Drive Lines, and Nick Hoffman. 3rd in the Dream, 3rd in the world. The Tide, Touring, NOS Energy Drink, C&W Trucking, Petrov, Lone Wolf Petroleum, Holdren Construction, Tri-Valley Equipment, Longhorn Clements for car number 9.
You did well. 20th quick for Michael Leach, 19th quick for Ryan Gustin, 10th fastest for Nick Hoffman. That's how things shook out on lap number 1. Lap number 2, Michael Leach, 20th quick, best lap 16.739. Lap 2 for the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, better, 15th, 1:6.587, and Nick Hoffman's second lap, not as good. He'll stay 10th with a 1:6.369, being his fastest lap. Carson Ferguson, Devin Moran, Brandon Shepard, the top 3 with 3 drivers left to qualify in Group A.
And we've got a guest driver, the Bruce Kane Racing 15K. It'll be Colton Burdette. He is out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, in the Rocket Clements, all about doors, Jerry Siding, Roofing and Windows, Haywood Marine, TNT Sweeping Portalet, Clopay and Watermelon Park car for Colton Burdette, followed by the 157 Black back in the Blue Horn. Out of Winfield, Tennessee, the Roddy Delk Longhorn. It'll be Mike Marler. Mike Marler in the Delk Equipment, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Petrov Towing, Langenfelder Mechanical Services, Mesilla Valley Transportation, ABC Supply Certainty, and Forrest Trent, the 101 out of Morristown, Tennessee, the Team Zero Vic Hill. Service 101, driven to save lives, TNC Diesel, 2-4 Machine, and Trent Logging, sponsor Forrest Trent, our final qualifier in Group A.
22nd quick for Colton Burdette on lap number 1. Mike Marler, 7th fastest in the Blue Horn. Forrest Trent got pretty high down in turns 1 and 2, but he parlays it into a 12th quick lap. His first time around, and he smacks the wall down in turns 1 and 2. Burdett's second lap a little better, 24th, 16.777. Second lap for the Blue Horn, 7th quick, 1:6.279, and Forrest Trent will stay 12th. After assaulting the wall down in turns 1 and 2, and that's unofficially a wrap on All-Star Performance time trials for the first half of the field. So Devin Moran, second quick, just misses out on those 10 bonus points. It's Carson Ferguson who lays down the best lap in Group A of All-Star Performance time trials with a 1:5.939. Moran was second. Brandon Shepard was third. 4th, Chris Ferguson, Max Blair 5th, Hudson O'Neal 6th. Those times hold up, James. Those 6 drivers will start on the front row of heat races 1, 2, and 3. A little bit later on this evening, you see the rest of the top 10 there on the left side of your screen. We are going to wipe the slate clean and do it all again for the second half of the field in Group B. And I think Brandon Overton in this group, yep, there he is, watching the broadcast from inside the Wells & Sons Motorsports number 70, or the
don't boo him.
That's right. No.
So heat number 1 is going to be Ferguson and Ferguson. Heat 2 is Moran and Blair. Heat 3 is Shepard and O'Neal, who are 4th and 5th in the points. How about that? What?
It's good stuff.
Hey,
man.
Carson Ferguson, he we talk about dark horses, right? He has run really well. Of course, at Brownstown in top 5. He had a good run at Pittsburgh a few weeks ago. They've had a lot of bad luck on their lid at Knoxville. And we'll see what happens. Yep.
Then you got to remember, he, not here, but a lot of those tracks he's just going to for either the second or third time in his career, right? I mean, last year was the first time he'd ever been to Pittsburgh, and some of the, Knoxville, and a lot of those other places. So good stuff to come from the Paylor Motorsports number 93 here moving forward.
Of course, Chris Ferguson, again, he hopes to run more races next year, and his father, Brian Conard's Stinger, and we saw him at Brownstown. We've seen him, of course, run good here at the World back in September. So see what happens. Max Blair, he can't win outside of Pennsylvania, right? Can he win here this weekend, first time at Eldora? $100,000 paycheck on the line tomorrow night. RTJ looking, he's thinking, all right, I got a shot here. He will come out 11th in this group, 10 bonus points. Moran didn't get it. He almost got it. That was close, wasn't it? 15.939 to 15.964.
Yeah.
There's the 10, Garrett Smith. He won the Dirt Track World Championship a few years ago. And there is Bobby Pierce, 10th in Group A.
Yeah, Garrett Smith. Yes, go ahead, Ben.
Hey guys, just something else to look at here. Our racetrack, we talked about from where it was last night to where it is now. It's 6 to 7 tenths slower than what we are usually at the World and the Dream. So that's why you've already seen the cushion come into play, and it's slicked off through the middle. Now they're all up around the wall. So that's going to make these heat races more like feature conditions, that we see at the World. So the racetrack's a lot slower, a lot slicker, and that changes all those setups.
And who loves those settings right now if it gets a little slower, slicker up around the wall?
Well, Bobby Pierce likes up around the wall, but that JD's pretty good right through the middle.
Well, coming out towards this group at the end there, you got McDowell and Davenport back to back. All right, Corey Lawler. Yes, oh my, baby. That's why we love this sport. We love Eldora. 14th in the points is Corey Lawler. He's out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. He is in the PPC Lubricants, Poncho's Racing Products, Ringside out of Sunoco, All About Reps, Longhorn Pro Power, Fellow by the Wild Child, Michael Chilton. He's out of South Isaac, Kentucky, in the Danny Hatcher, Longhorn Cornette, Hatcher's Auto Sales, Caton's Industrial Painting, Tim Logan Racing, Wesley Page Shocks, Bluegrass Radiator, followed by Brody Smith out of Dade City, Florida. The Smith Speed Solutions, Rocket Durham, Big Daddy's Cattle, Guardian Hurricane Protection, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, Skipper Smokehouse, and Total Claim Source 17 SR.
First lap times going up. It's going to be Michael Chilton, Corey Lawler, Brody Smith after their first lap times here on All-Star Performance Time Trials Group B. 1:64.28, the time to beat for Michael Chilton. Lawler second quick, best lap 1:6.82. Chilton with trouble on lap number 2. James, he's slow coming down the front straightaway. Brody Smith improves on lap 2, and we're going to have a Coltman Farms Racing caution as the driver of the Danny Hatchrow number 6 has got trouble.
He bounced through down there in 3.
Looks like maybe the rear end shifted a little bit on that, guys.
Yeah, Randy, taking a look at that, looks like maybe the J-bar broke on the 6 car. What did you see? Is it road bias?
Yeah, it's definitely offset way to the left. It probably broke the J-bar or definitely bent it and straightened it out. But it just goes to show at that speed, when they get in those bumps, getting into 3, if you get out of time, it's going to be really hard on you.
Also, we talk about bending, breaking the J-bar. That controls the travel on the rear end. Give us a quick cheat sheet on the functionality of the J-bar in the race car.
The J-bar, basically, it keeps your rear end centered, so you can lengthen it or shorten it a little bit just to play with the location of the rear end. But what happens is when it's all up on attitude on the left rear, it's putting all the load on the J-bar, which is sticking the right rear tire. So when it goes in and catches a cushion or hits the wall or hits a big dip, that's what either breaks or bends or straightens the J-bar.
So again, tomorrow we're moving the times up, except for the gate. The gates will open at 12 noon, by the way. Dirt Racing Outreach at 2 o'clock. We'll do hot laps at 4. The autograph session has been scratched for tomorrow. And I just saw a while ago 82 degrees tomorrow here in Rossburg, Ohio. So come on out. Good crowd on here tonight on this preliminary night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series on Championship Weekend. Thanks to the folks at ARP, Big River Steel. Somebody's going to walk out of here with $100,000 tomorrow night and be a champion of the Lucas Oil Series, a dirt late model record, $250,000 $200,000 for second, DJ $150 for third, $125 for fourth. Hudson O'Neill is locked into the fourth spot. Brandon Shepard is fifth, and that would be $100,000, but also B-Shep looking for another $100,000, trying to become the first 6-time winner of this race.
Absolutely, and you saw Dustin Nobby down there helping out the 6 of Michael Chilton. Nobby is done for the weekend after breaking in hot laps. He was down there assisting his fellow Bluegrass State driver, and as they get that 6-car pushed back into his pit stall, had service vehicles out there. They're down in turns 3 and 4 right now, double checking this racetrack for debris before we send the next trio of cars out on the track, guys.
We were talking about the points fund there that James was touching on. How about $725,000 just among the top 4, including the $250,000 title for the Big River Steel Chase for the Championship presented by AARP. Just unbelievable. Hudson O'Neill talked about it today. He said, man, I had a tough run through the championship. I'm going to be 4th, but I'm still going to get $125,000. It's just amazing the amount of money now these guys are racing for, not only on a nightly basis, but also in the points fund.
Absolutely. Real quick, Ben, a couple house announcements here. We got a couple vehicles that are parked in camping spots. That camper is here and would like to park in his spot. So, James, I don't think it was you, but one is a gray Toyota Camry from Missouri. I don't know how to narrow it down. If you have a gray Toyota Camry from
it's not Ernie Leftwich, he's here. It's not him, is it?
Gray Toyota Camry from Missouri, NJ5 B8C. You are parked in a camping spot, and oh my, the Bathmasters truck. Not the Bassmasters, the Bathmasters.
Sponsor on Dale McDowell, right?
Yes, Mod 9 PG Bathmasters. So if you have the Bathmasters truck or a gray Camry from Missouri, you are parked in lot 2, row 8, spots 9 and 10, and that camper would like to park in his spot.
We know that James is safe. He only blocks the helicopter. He would never block a camper. Never. Maybe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Group B, which will be heats 4, 5, and 6 tonight. Again, we'll run all the Lucas Oil late model heat races tonight. Tomorrow night, we'll have 2 B mains. We'll have the Jim Dunn Memorial non-qualifiers race. That'll pay $3,000 to win. And then we'll have the big one, 100 laps for $100,000 to win. And we'll have the steel block feature tomorrow night. Now, again, coming up here later tonight, we've got the steel block heat races. Their B mains, and then we'll have the modifieds, which will be coming up next for their hot laps from last night. The 24 locked into the feature, and they'll be coming out for their hot lap session here after the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Right now, Carson Ferguson still the quickest overall. Chilton, I mean, you know, you never know, that time may hold. They're going to get that car fixed.
Yep.
And there's still a long way to go in this group, but
also, you talked about tomorrow, James. Don't forget the Dirt Racing Outreach Service. That'll be at 2 o'clock in the gray multi-purpose building behind the suites, up in turns 3 and 4. And how about Mac Daddy Dale McDowell, the guest speaker tomorrow?
Come on out.
The Dirt Racing Outreach Service. That's right, 2 p.m. tomorrow, gray building behind the suites.
How about Nick Hoffman, second in the world of outlaw points? He won his first C.J. Rayburn Memorial at Brownstown a few weeks ago. He was 3rd here in June in the Dream, 3rd in the World 100. There is Mac Daddy Dale McDowell. Can he get it done? He has never won the Dirt Track World Championship.
Incredible, right? He was third back in 2002, was his best finish.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here this weekend in that Team Zero car.
You know, as you look at notes, and part of it is just the days, the way it falls, the time of year. I was shocked, and I'm going to come at you, James. I want your best guess without looking. How many Dirt Track World Championships has Chris Madden started?
Oh, man, I don't know.
I was shocked at that one too, Ben.
Give me a hint.
Okay, I will give you a number, and you give me the under or over, the 4.5, under or over.
I would say 3.
It was 2.
Ooh,
2.
Good guess.
Yeah, very close, very close. Yeah, but again, you got to think a lot of times that time of year, either maybe Chris wasn't racing or maybe he was racing something down south, and just the way the schedules have fallen. When you start looking at the stats, the Dirt Track World Championship, there's a reason there's been 28 different winners in 44 years. It's a tough race to win. It's bounced around, and hey, let's be honest, there's been some years, there's been some big races against it.
Well, Ronnie Johnson, right? He's won it twice, he's still leading the Southern All-Star points as their season winds down. All right, here we go. The next three, it'll be Garrett Albertson. He is currently 6th in the points. He's in the Ken and Beth Roberts Racing Longhorn Clements out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Low Voltage Solutions, Pacific Valley Transportation, Sunoco. Titan Racing Products, Nutrient Solutions, Dickey's Doghouse, Cheap Cars, Fertilizer Equipment, Then Right TV, Bill Sports Shop, Rummer Machine, Mango Power Sports, Mitchell Rance, followed by Donald McIntosh. This year's Rookie of the Year in Lucas Oil Series, H&H Settle Sales, Coleman Farms Racing, NobodyWalksNC.com, Albelt Custom Homes, Rich Haver, Rich Principal Financial, Gambler Performance, Predator Custom Trailers, that's the Longhorn Clements, and Joseph Joyner, the Hunt the Front Driver. He is in the Colt Miller, Rocket, J. Dickens, Yellowhammer Construction, Clyburn Take Lines, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, DryBarstow.com, Dustin Jarrett.
You got it. Garrett Albertson, top of the leaderboard. D-Mag third. Hunt the Front fourth. Let's see what Albertson has. On lap number 2, Weston's Dad even faster, 16053. That's the new time to beat. Donald McIntosh, your O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, third quick, 16527. And Joseph Joyner, he'll go to third quick. Good lap for him, 16482. It's now Garrett Albertson, Michael Chilton, Joseph Joyner, your top 3 after 6.
Be Hayden Cowan out of Rincon, Georgia. Up next in the 14, the Brad Cowan Longhorn Clements, Supply Chain Management, 780 Graphics, Harco Construction, Container One, Wise Forest Products, and Screven Motorsports Complex. Cody Mallory turning the wrenches on 14, followed by the 89 multi-time Fairbury track champion in the Manhattan, Illinois WOP. That'll be Mike Spatola. Mike Spatola in the Rocket with Pro Power. Big Daddy Scrap B&B Chemical, Lake Norman Mechanical, Country Chevrolet. Followed by the 11 with a little 4. That'll be Evan Kohler. He's out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. The Kohler Motorsports Longhorn Clements, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Capital Waste, 5-Star Buildings, Pay 3 Distributing, Mountain View Venue and Event Center, Elite Ready Mix, Coleman Farms Racing, and Shelton Lock and Key. The 11 with a little 4 for Evan Kohler.
Yeah. 11 Evan, it's going to be Hayden Cowan, 5th quick. That's how you remember that. James Mike Spatola goes 7th fastest, and Evan Kohler's first lap time is going to be 9th quick. Lap number 2 for Hayden Cowan, also donning one of those bright pink breast cancer awareness wraps this weekend. 5th quick, 16652. Opie, lap number 2 is 7th fastest, 17051, and Evan Kohler tries to tiptoe around the top on lap number 2. He'll improve and jump up to 7th, 16992. After 9 drivers, Garrett Albertson still the time to beat in Group B, 16.053.
How about the next 3? They've all won big races here, right? It'll be Brandon Overton. He is out of Evans, Georgia, the Riggs Motorsports Longhorn Factory car, the Longhorn Cornet. Out of Evans, Georgia, Garnto Southern, Napa Auto Parts, Big Dog Stumpin' Tree, Roof US, UNOH, Dude Wives, Messiah Valley Transportation, Heartbeat Hot Sauce as he gets into the wall in turn 4. He'll be followed by Ricky Thornton Jr., the defending champion, the World 100 winner in the Kohler Motorsports Longhorn with the Cornet Knights Companies, Hoker Trucking, Coleman Farms, Ultimate Towing, Elite Ready Mix, Capital Waste, Sunoco, EMD Rep Certified, and Tim McCready, the Briggs Transport, Longhorn Clements, XS Storage, Johnstown Hydraulics, Sherlock Ventures, Trans 58, Corey Rubber, Dave Warren Power Sports, Valvoline number 9.
Overton 6, Thornton going for 10 bonus points. Lap number 1, second quick, 16313. Needs to gain 3/10 on Albertson though. McCready goes 6 quick. Lap 2, Brandon Overton, what's he got? 4th quick, better, 16448. RTJ goes to the bottom on lap number 2, and he does not improve. Stays 2nd quick. Nobody going to get 10 bonus points with the 2 of the top 3 drivers vying for the championship. McCready jumps up to 3rd, 16.341. Garrett Albertson, Ricky Thornton Jr., Tim McCready, now your top 3 after 12 cars.
Up next will be the 96. He comes to us out of Benton, Kentucky. That'll be Tanner English. Tanner English, he is in the Brett Coleman Farms Racing Longhorn, Coleman Farms Racing Autism Awareness, Special Needs School of Gwinnett, Supreme Enterprises, C Motorsports for the 96 of Tanner English. Vic Hill Power Plant under the hood of that car. That'll be Jason Jameson. And they did get it fixed, DJ, I believe. Right here he comes, the 12 out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. 2nd of this year's Northern All-Star points. He's in the Longhorn for James Ratliff, MG Auto Sales, Grant Lee Farm, JR Trucking, JR Motor Sales, the Auto Outlet, Keltner Contracting, and Zach Dome out of Cross Lanes, West Virginia. The Dome Cycles, Way Floor Covering, Tim Short out of Group Daggett Reynolds, Mountaintop RV. Longhorn Vic Hill for 17, and English into the wall.
Yep, and he's going to slow coming off corner number 4. Jameson going to be 12th quick on lap number 1. Zach Dome, good lap, 7th quick. for him, and we're going to have a Coltman Farms Racing caution for the Coltman Farms number 96 of Tanner English. He did trip the trigger as he limped across the line. His unofficial lap time will be a 1:9.395, and I don't know if he shed any debris off the 96 or not. I don't believe he did, so we'll get these two drivers now back up to speed for a second qualifying lap.
Donnie Birdwell now the crew chief on the 96 car. So Garrett Alberson, Ricky Thornton Jr., Tim McCready, your top three, DJ. Well, Chilton's still hanging in there. He would be on the outside front row of heat number 4. So they're working feverishly over there in the Hatcher Racing pit to get that car fixed, the J-bar on that car, DJ.
Yep, absolutely. About halfway through All-Star Performance time trials here in group number B, letter B. See Nick Hoffman there in that Tide Racing NOS Energy Drink number 9. Is now track officials going to scavenge that racetrack for any debris that may have fallen off the 96 when he smacked the wall down in turns 3 and 4. So Alberson, right now the time to beat in Group B. Thornton is second. Moran was second in Group A. Jonathan Davenport still to come in Group B. Davenport with a possibility to pick up 10 bonus points and cut the deficit down to 105.
How about the last 4 in this group? McDowell, Davenport, Bronson in a new rocket, and Chris Madden. With the last 4 in this group.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yep. Here we go. Lap number 2 for Jason Jamison, and second to Josh Rice in this year's Northwood All-Star points. To James Ratliff, number 12. There's Zach Dome. Saw Tim over there. There's Dad.
The showstopper.
The showstopper, Zach Dome.
Yeah, Dome is on the qualifying
Tim Dome's
clock.
The showstopper. Zach Dome is a throttle master. Here we go.
Right,
yes, sir.
Jamison just took the trigger. I don't believe he was on a qualifying lap, though. Zach Dome stays 7th quick, best lap 1:6.510. Jamison is now going to come around to a checkered flag. He flirts with the concrete down in turns 3 and 4, and his second lap was the best. He is 6th quick, 1:6.452. So we've now had 15 drivers attempt a lap. Garrett Alberson, Ricky Thornton Jr., Tim McCready, the top 3 in Group B. Time to beat 1:6.053.
Well, Jordan Kohler's going to come up next in that Randall Chubb throwback, 1:14. He's out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, the Longhorn Cornet. Capital Waste, Elite Ready Mix, Coltman Farms Racing, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, 5-Star Metal Buildings, Horizon Equipment Rentals, followed by the number 3, the veteran, former Dirt Late Model Dream winner, the Rick DeLong entry out of White House, Ohio, to be Matt Miller, the Buckeye Bandit. He's in the rocket with a Gressman, 10-mile excavating, Corrigan Fuels available, Ready Mix, and the 55, first time in the Lucas Oil Series out of Moorhaven, Florida, it'll be Eli Johnson. He is in the rocket, J. Dickens, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, QXO, Johnson Riverside Family Practice, and Taylor Electric and Air Conditioning. Sponsor the Floridian, Eli Johnson.
12th quick for Jordan Kohler on lap number 1. Matt Miller, 11th fastest, good lap on his first trip around. Eli Johnson's first lap, good enough for 17th. Here comes Jordan Kohler. Gosh, I just love that race car. Second lap, not as good. 13th quick, best lap, 16.953. Here comes Matt Miller. Lap 2, not as good. 1:6.853 is best. He's 11th. And lap 2 for Eli Johnson, a tick better, but he'll stay 17th. His best lap time was a 1:7.704. 18 cars have now qualified in Group B. Garrett Alberson still the time to beat James, 1:6.053.
Up next, only his 3rd race of the year. It'll be the S8 out of Shade, Ohio. It'll be Chris Stotts. He is in the Longhorn Dargy Wheeling Auto Body, SNS Contracting and Fabrication, Bayer, Napa Auto Parts, Slicker Graphics, the Mayor's Office, Gentleman's Bar, and Backroom Poker in Darwin, Ohio. Do you know where Darwin, Ohio is?
Yeah, it's close to Shade.
It is. Throwing some shade on it. There we go. Caden McWhorter makes his Eldora debut, the youngster out of Fairbury, Illinois, in the Doug Curlis Longhorn Rhine, Mobile One, Truck Country, Pope Joy, and C&W Trucking, Dimmitt Transfer, Centennial Contractors, and Creative Kitchens in Bass, and Garrett Smith out of Madison, Georgia, the Scott Smith Longhorn Vic Hill Terminal Maintenance and Construction, Atlanta Paving and Concrete, the world famous Cadillac Ranch, Go Lithium, and National Auto Parts 10.
Stotts 18th, the McWhorter 12th, Garrett Smith 15th on lap number 1. We'll see what Stotts, the veteran driver from just outside Athens, Ohio, has for him. On lap number 2, he'll be 20th quick, best lap 1:7.816. Caden McWhorter better, 11th quick, good lap 1:6.779. And Garrett Smith's second lap time not as good. good. He'll stay 15th with a 1.6975. So, James, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 drivers left in Group B. Garrett Alberson, Ricky Thornton Jr., Timmy McCready, still your top 3.
Up next will be former Dirt Late Model Dream winner of the 28 out of Carpentersville, Illinois. It'll be Dennis Erb Jr. He's in the McBride Mac Truck Sales. Performance Rod and Custom VP Fuels. That's a Rocket Clements, followed by the 17 SS out of Dade City, Florida. That'll be Brendan Smith. He's in the Smith Speed Solutions Rocket Durham. Guardian Hurricane Protection, Big Daddy's Cattle, Plum Crazy Plumbing, Total Claim Source, Skipper Smokehouse, Clyde Johnson Contracting Roofing, Sunoco, Franklin Enterprises, Poncho's Racing Products, followed by Daniel Hilsebeck out of Earlham, Iowa with the Capital Clements, Banning Chiropractic, 22 Enterprises, Big Deal Car Care, Hilsebeck Farms, Finish Line Body and Paint, Adams Snow Removal, Alley Auto Sales, second in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year.
Dennis Erb Jr. 18th on lap 1. Brendan Smith 16th on lap number 1. Daniel Hilsebeck, by the way, a winner at Wheatland last weekend, 20th quick on his first lap time. Lap number 2, Dennis Erb Jr. He's jumped up to 5th in the Outlaw points, by the way. His second lap time, 19th. Best lap, 17.200. Brendan Smith is 16th. His best lap's a 1.6980. And Daniel Hilsebeck's second lap time, not as good. He will stay 20th, 1.7260. And we've now got 4 drivers left to qualify. Dustin Nobby is a scratch, but we've got 4 throttle stop, 4 guys that know how to get around Eldora.
Yeah.
Coming up next, they're all gunning for Garrett Alberson's lap of 1.6053.
DJ, it'll be Mac Daddy, Dale McDowell, Chickamauga, Georgia, the Shane McDowell, Team Zero Clements, Lease Money McCompany, Clock Synthetic Lubricants, Committed Gasket, SK8 Systems, Connected Strategy Advisors, Northeastern Fabrication, BSI Will Service, BlackRock Enterprises, Bathmasters, followed by the 49. Out of Blairsville, Georgia, looking for his first DTWC, it'll be Jonathan Davenport. He is in the Lance and Darla Landers, Longhorn Cornet, Nutrient Solutions, Dynagrow Seed, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive, Midwest Sheet Metal, Mega Plumbing to the Carolinas, Kyle Bronson, a brand new rocket for the Clements, Atomic Music Group, Race Car Engineering, Borchers Equipment, Lucas Oil, Michael Lloyd Hauling and Demolition, LTX Home Builders, Angry Elephant Tattoos and Piercings, 40B.
Mac Daddy, second quick. Davenport 11th. He's gunning for 10 bonus points. And Kyle Bronson 15th. What's McDowell have on lap number? Is that Dale McDowell on the high side? It is. Lap 2, not as good. His best lap, 1.6254, still good enough for second. What's Davenport got on lap 2? James, he improves, but stays 11th, 1.6601. And KB40 improves on lap number 2. His second lap time, 13th quick, 1.6734. So nobody in the championship 4 gets 10 bonus points here tonight. McDowell, second quick. Davenport 11th, Bronson 13th. 1 driver left to qualify, and he could do it. Garrett Alberson, the time to beat, James, 1.6053. This guy's got a shot.
Looking for his first Eldora crown jewel. At a Great Court, South Carolina, it'll be Chris Madden. Chris Madden, the Cale Green Longhorn with a Vic Hill. Train-tel. Henderson
Transtel.
Amusement. Yes, yes.
Transtel, close.
Transtel, sorry, Transtel.
I can't read my writing.
That's for sure. Jesse's Well Pump and Filtration, Millwood Plumbing, 44. He's been on vacation. He has not run for a few weeks. See what he can do. Our final qualifier of the night.
Madden lap number 1 goes to the top of the leaderboard. 1.5998. Can he get the overall fast time? That was 1.5939 set by Carson Ferguson. Oh man, he's got her cranked up high. Lap 2 is not as good, but the last car out, Eldora Speedway, sets quick time in Group B for All-Star Performance Time Trials. Chris Smokey Madden with a 1.5998. Unofficially, Garrett Alberson second quick, Dale McDowell third. Ricky Thornton Jr. will be fourth. He'll start alongside Chris Madden. Oh my.
Yeah,
Tim
Thornton
McCready
is a big Madden fan right after that, right? Because that puts him on the outside of heat number 4.
Yeah, but McCready and then Michael Chilton's time will hold up. He'll be 6th quick, James. And those 6 drivers will start on the front row of heat races 4, 5, and 6. And it was Carson Ferguson setting the overall All-Star Performance quick time here this evening, and he's just about to make his way to the Eldora Speedway victory stage. He'll grab a word with our very own Ben Shelton.
Well, thank you, guys. We'll get Carson Ferguson down here momentarily. Man, he's seen a lot of speed throughout the year, especially the back half of the year. Maybe not the finishes he'd like to show for it, although he's had some good runs the past few weeks. And Carson is going to be making his way up here in just a moment. We'll talk to your All-Star Performance Fast qualifier. They're out looking at the racetrack from there. We're going to go into opening ceremonies here tonight. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series competitors also will be getting ready for heat race action. The modified feature, locked-in cars, they'll be coming out momentarily as well. So once again, Carson Ferguson, third All-Star Performance Fast Time Award of the year. And they've all been on big racetracks. He's done it at Knoxville Raceway, did it at Port Royal Speedway, and tonight at Eldora Speedway. And something about these big racetracks, we're going to ask you about that momentarily. It's been a very competitive year on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and it really starts here in All-Star Performance qualifying as Carson's making his way up now. He'll grab the All-Star Performance hat. He'll throw that on, courtesy of Mr. Heath Lawson. And we will bring Carson out to the stage. He'll be on the pole tonight for heat race number 1, Penske Shocks heat race number 1. As tonight's All-Star Performance Fast qualifier, Carson Ferguson. All right, Carson, third fast time of the year. Port Royal, Knoxville, and Eldora, all big racetracks. Is that your upbringing in the South, or what is it about these big racetracks that's so good for you?
I don't know. Your equipment really has to be good at these big tracks, and Donald and Gina Bradshaw give everything we need to succeed. So it's just up to us. You know, we put ourselves in really good positions here with heat race wins and everything like that. Just the feature takes a lot of different things. So just trying to hit on that and gain experience. We have a lot of things on what not to do, so hopefully we don't add to it this weekend. But no, it's just an honor to be here. Can't thank all the fans for coming out, all my great sponsors, Hupak Grading, Buddy's Wrecker Service, Mega Plumbing, Solidified Concrete, Coleman Farms, Cameron Tribble, Tribble Electric, ProFab, Clemens Engines. They ran really good tonight, so we got to give a shout out to my girlfriend McKenna and the merch trailer, and hopefully we can put a show on for you guys.
Race fans, your All-Star Performance Fast qualifier, Carson Ferguson. They get his picture taken with the All-Star Performance banner. He'll head back and get ready for heat race action. Guys, modified A-main cars down here lined up for their hot laps. Back up top to you.
All right, great job, Ben. Congratulations, Carson Ferguson. Gets the weekend started right, looking for the biggest win of his career. He has never won a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series race, and he will be on the pole of heat number 1 tonight. James Essex, Rob Goodman. After a hospital stay yesterday, my friend, kidney stones, those that have had those are no fun at all.
Yes, final score yesterday was kidney stone 1 to me 0, but happy to be back. Thank you for filling in. And
that's
Randy,
all right,
for
Randy.
jumping in as well,
Glad to have you back, ready to go.
Yeah.
These cars are the 24 that are locked into the show, and there's the driver. The last time he was in this car, we talked about it at Port Royal back in August. Mike Marlar, that Jerry Foster number 5, and he comes to us, of course, out of Winfield, Tennessee. Back at the Blue Horn tonight, but in this number 5 car out of Winfield, Tennessee. Mike will start in 15th, and there's the 35 car. He won this race a year ago tonight, and that is Adam Stricker. Adam Stricker, the Craig Christian, number 35. He's out of Batavia, Ohio, Rob.
Defending dirt track world champion on the outside. Doing double duty, Tristan Chamberlain out of Richmond, Indiana, the 72. We saw him in the Baltus Classic. Current point leader, James, down the back straightaway. That is the Jedi, Jerry Bowersox. Got a 17-point lead headed in tonight's main event. The big hurdle for him was getting through the heat races last night. 55 cars checked in on opening night. He got it in. That's huge. He's got a 17-point advantage headed in tonight's main event.
And he'll start third in that 25-lap A main later on tonight. And we got a problem. We've got one going the wrong way backwards in turn number 2 up against the wall. I believe that is Dusty Swecker.
Yes, the
21 car out of West Virginia. So it looks like, don't know if he got into the wall or not. Mike Marlar right now, 18.696, the fastest so far out there. And again, these cars, again, you mentioned 55 cars. We had 4 heat races last night, 6 heat races last night. The winner of each heat, they redrew. And Ryan Suter, he redrew the pole. Then Jonathan Taylor's outside. Then Bowersox, Stricker, Jeff Kaz, and Jake Hooker will start 6th here tonight. And Rob, here's a look at the Dave Warren Power Sports replay and what happened to the Mill Creek, West Virginia driver.
Just got her in there, a little slick, got her crossed up. Just barely kissed the concrete.
Well, how about the weather for tomorrow?
Beautiful.
Earlier in the week, we're like, oh no. And then it's going to be like after midnight, right? Any precipitation as of right now. I'm not Jim Cantori, but I'm James Essex. But I'm just telling you.
He's not pulling in the parking lot.
82 degrees tomorrow. Come on out. Again, gates will open at 12 noon. Hot laps at 4. Then we'll go into pre-race and all that. 2B mains for Lucas Oil Series. The Jim Dunn non-qualifiers race. And then the Dirt Track World Championship, Carl Schwartz Dirt Track World Championship. 100,000 to win for the 45th time, plus the Ohio Steel Block A main tomorrow night. So Marlar, Kurt Spaulding out there, the 5CS out of Watervliet, Michigan, in that all-star performance car. Good to see him and his son, both of them in the show here tonight, Rob.
Yep, it's had a great season, Kurt. 9 wins this year and 29 starts. Of course, dominated Volusia to kick the season off for the longtime campaigner. Tyler's second ever visit here to Eldora. He puts it in the show. So Marlar, no surprise, the grizzled modified veteran, quickest in warm-ups at 18.337. Stricker second, Spaulding third. Jeff Kaz, the former track champion, and the winner here in the spring, fourth. The Jedi, Jerry Bowersock, fifth. Chamberlain, sixth. The Milkman, seventh. And Dustin Swecker right now. Top 8, session number 2 rolling out on the racetrack.
How about Chamberlain in that Cade Dillard Racing, the CDR chassis, been in that a couple of months now. There's the 35 car, Mr. Lethal himself. That'll be David Strimmy. David Strimmy comes to us out of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania. Have you been to Port Royal? You've been to Port. It's just he can ride his bicycle to Port Royal. He's that close, right?
I've been to Port Royal and South Bend as well, so both places where he's from.
That's absolutely right. The former NASCAR driver. There's the XS Storage car. That'll be Jake Hooker. Jake Hooker in the car number 25.
Greg Bellier owned car. He had a good run last night. There's Tyler Spaulding making his first Dirt Track World Championship. Brandon Berry out in the B75 as well, the Portsmouth, Ohio machine. And I tell you what, the surprise of the night last night, James, I got to tip the hat to Brian Sammons out of Olive Hill, Kentucky. First ever visit to Eldora, puts it in the show. Normally runs the Sport Mods down at Budlick, which is one of the greatest names of the racetracks in the United States. And first trip in, and as we talked about, great field of cars he put in the show last night.
So right now, Mike Marlar's still the fastest overall here in hot laps as they'll get their cars tuned up. There's Dylan Nussbaum, the 17-in car, the veteran out of Warsaw, Indiana. So Marlar, Strimmy, Tyler Spaulding, Adam Stricker, again, the defending race winners we mentioned, and that Craig Christian number 35. We should have one more group to go.
Kurt Spaulding, 5th. Jeff Kaz, Dylan Nussbaum, we talked about, 7th. He led some laps early here at Eldora in the spring. Bowersock, Chamberlain, and Barry talked about that Cade Diller. I believe they've had that car out 2 times. Of course, they were here at the Baltus, then picked up a win over at the Milkman's racetrack.
Yeah, big weekend still. Montpelier next weekend, Friday and Saturday. Don't forget Atomic next weekend, Friday and Saturday. 5,000 to win on Friday, 15,000 for the Valvoline Ironman Series, plus sprint cars live on Flow next weekend from Atomic. Charlie Vest, House of Power. There's the 88 car, the veteran out of Columbia City, Indiana. 4-time track champion here in the modifieds. That'll be Scott Orr. Scott Orr in the 88 car. And let's see who else we've got, Rob, on the racetrack here. We still have got
Zach Hawk of the 54. Yep, he's had a limited schedule here. Just been making starts at Eldora Speedway in that 54 car. Hails out of Rockford, Ohio, the Golden Harvest entry.
He's only run 3 races this year, all of them here. I think he ran at Montpelier as well. But he also have a late model getting ready for 2026. There's Charlie Mefford out of Belton, Kentucky, the Valvoline number 13 car for Charlie Mefford.
Also out there, the K9 Will Krupp, the veteran out of Mount Carmel. Also on the Speedway, Brian Skaggs in the 20 machines. Been semi-regular here at Eldora the last couple of years.
How about the year for this guy, right? The Mars Modified Series champion, the UMP Dirt Car champion of Cole Falloway. He's won a couple of Northern All-Star races out of Owensboro, Kentucky, in his father, Ronnie Falloway's 66 car. And right now, Falloway, Will Krupp is going to the top of the Willys Carbon Dyno Shop K9 at 18,160. Please, Evan Taylor, is he out there? I haven't seen. Yeah, Evan Taylor.
Taylors are here.
There's Brian Skaggs. Pedro. They told me it's Pedro, and I said it right last night. Pedro, Ohio.
Not to be fused with Pedro.
That's right. For Brian Skaggs. So that'll do it. The 24 cars locked into the modified feature. It'll be 5,000 to win later on tonight. And Ryan Suter and Jonathan Taylor will be your front row. Jerry Bowersock, Adam Stricker, Jeff Kaz, and Jake Hooker will make up the first 3 rows. We're going to go to break. Coming up next, we'll have our pre-race ceremonies. You're watching the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing. It's the 45th Dirt Track World Championship, Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship presented by ERP from Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Kyle Larson, and you're watching the best pavement, dirt, and drag racing, all live on FloRacing. You have great racing on the track, you have great crowds. 400 race cars.
Laps to go. Corner number 4 at the line. Brandon Overton.
We like our girls in bikinis, like our coolers in the truck. Motorsports on TV, hard working for a buck, so raise them high, high, high. Testify, fi, fi. American Rebel is the only beer we're drinking round here. Hey y'all, this is Andy Ross, and it's my great pleasure to introduce you to America's patriotic beer. American Rebel is the only beer we're drinking round here.
Premier Health was first in the region. First emergency room, first ICU. We created the first ambulance in the air. We broke records. We made history. Our 110 years of experience were gained for this one split second.
We're going to take you to Miami Valley Hospital, okay?
We were granted level 1 trauma verification, the highest level of care for critically injured and sick patients. We treat patients that other hospitals can't. We are the most experienced. Premier Health.
This February, it's time to trade the cold for the coast. The Clash on the Coast roars back to life on February 21st through 28th, 2026. IMC stock cars, sport mods, and modifieds light up Northwest Florida Speedway and Deep South Speedway. Then, hit the beach for the ultimate racecation destination. During the off days, enjoy the Clash Bash deck party, the Cruise Orange Beach Dolphin Cruises, and more. Racing, sunshine, beaches, and family fun. This is Clash on the Coast 2026, presented by IMC8.tv.
I love the sound of someone getting their money's worth. I mean, where else are you going to get ahs like that for 89 cents? Only in Casey's Country. It's not crazy, it's Casey's. For a limited time, get medium fountain drinks for just 89 cents.
Hey race fans, Burdick's RV Center is your full-line Renegade RV dealer in the Northeast. Travel to and from your destination in extreme luxury, Class C and Super C motorhomes like no other. Choose a new Renegade Explorer or the incredible Renegade Classic, while the new Renegade XL stands above them all. We'll help arrange financing and work with your trade-in too. So chase races, chase your dreams with Renegade at Burdick's RV Center in Cicero, New York, or Burdick'sRVCenter.com.
If you're like me, you take pride in a great-looking lawn. And my pride begins with my ride, a Grasshopper mower. Whether you roll it off the trailer or out of the garage, you'll get the power to effortlessly tackle tough terrain, mow around obstacles, or cut through thick grass and overgrowth. You'll trim, vacuum, mulch, and more, all from a driver's seat that's as comfortable as your favorite pair of jeans. The exclusive Powerfold deck even makes cleanup and storage a snap. Whether you're a pro or just want to mow like one, make a Grasshopper mower your ride and your pride.
Welcome back to Eldora Speedway as we continue the 45th Annual Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP. It's now time for opening ceremonies. We'll start by welcoming the Miss Eldoras to the stage, Miss Savannah Moran and Miss Abby Foster. You know what, we're going to talk racing tonight. First, Savannah, back in 1988, a few years before you, your dad won the Dirt Track World Championship. This weekend, your brother could not only win the race, but also become a first-time Lucas Oil champion. And all of the family, do you think you're the most nervous? Is it your brothers? Is it your dad, your mom? Who is it?
Oh gosh, I don't know, that's tough. I feel like my nerves have honestly been pretty level so far. Nothing crazy's happened yet, but I don't know. Everyone's been a little tense. We're all just excited that Devin even has the opportunity to be in the position that he is, and there's so many good cars and people out here racing. We definitely could have used those extra 10 bonus points there, but I mean, that's how it goes, that's racing. But yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. Thankfully, we have so many fans and everyone here. My family will be here tomorrow. So, yeah, I don't know. Lots of nerves, but we're excited.
All right, a lot of unknowns. What I do know is I'm going to talk to Abby Foster, and her fiance, Bobby Pierce, won this race last year, the 28th different driver to win it, but he qualified 10th. Abby, I know you're very honest. What do they got to do to get the race car ready for the heat race?
I don't know. I have full trust in our team that we'll figure it out. We did bring the neon car back. It ran 9th at the World, so we've got a little bit of redemption to kind of bring it back if we're going to try and win this race again, but I think my guy's ready. I think he's in this next heat coming up, so we'll actually get back to the racing, but I'm here for the neon redemption. Back to back.
And I hear that she didn't want the neon car to come. They brought it. We'll find out how it goes. But I tell you what, they're going to be all around the facility this weekend. How about it for Miss Savannah and Miss Abby?
I heard Abby did a great job with opening ceremonies last night in your absence, Ben.
She did an amazing job with opening ceremonies and wasn't even ready, and they were an hour early. Well, I tell you what is up next? We're going to bring Matt Altiers to the stage, and Matt's here with the two-seater. If you bought a chance to ride the two-seater, McDowell's driving it tonight, right now? Isn't that right, Matt?
Yes, sir. Dale McDowell tonight, Randy Weaver tomorrow night.
All right. If they get the winning ticket, where do they need to go and win?
We have a booth over a tent over in the Turn 4 fan zone, and remember your tickets are good for both nights.
All right, well, let's go ahead and draw one out for tonight. Savannah's going to pull one out. And again, go ahead to the Turn 4 booth. Dale McDowell is going to take you for a ride here tonight, and it is ticket number 496880. 496. 880. If you have that number, head to the Turn 4 booth, and you're going to go around the track with the Mac Daddy here tonight, Dale McDowell. Dustin Jarrett, it's a jam-packed night tonight. Tell us what to expect.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. Of course, after opening ceremonies, we will roll right into our 6 heat races for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. 10 laps each. Top 3 will transfer. After the Lucas Oil heats, we'll have 6 heat races for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. The modified A main will be after that, and then we will close out the night with this evening's 3 B mains for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. That's a look at the racing action coming up here tonight. Ben, we'll send it back down to you.
Thank you very much, Dustin Jarrett. At this time, if you are willing and able, we ask you to please rise and remove your hats for tonight's Invocation and Star Spangled Banner. Tonight's Invocation by Russ Ward with Dirt Racing Outreach.
Thank you so much, Ben. Just want to invite everybody over to the Dirt Racing Outreach Chapel service tomorrow at 2 p.m. We're still on schedule. We are turns 3 and 4 in the fan zone building. Mr. Dale McDowell will be speaking with us. So come over and join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Let's have a word of prayer. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, God, Father, I just thank you for this beautiful day you give us here at Eldora Speedway. God, I just begin to think today of how much you love us, Lord, and if I could begin to count the blessings, God, that you give each and every one of us, Lord, I could never reach total count, God, of all the blessings you have for each and every one of us, and how much you love each and every one of us so much. Your word says that you loved us so much that you sent your Son to die on a cross for all of our sins, Father, that we may spend eternity in heaven with you. And God, we just have that most of all to be thankful for. Lord, as we go into tonight's program, I ask you to be with us. Watch over our drivers, our crew members, our staff, and our great fans, Lord, as they come to and from. Lord, just grant us safety in all that we do. Ask you watch over those who are serving our great country. Be with them, be with their families. Bring them home and bring them peace in all that they do, God. And Father, as always, we thank you, we praise you, we worship you in all things, and we ask it all in Jesus' holy name. Amen. Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much for us. Now with the Star Spangled Banner, Rusty Shields, and signing the Star Spangled Banner from Yellow Springs High School, Sophia Anderson. Take it away, Rusty Shields.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
How about that? Great job by Rusty Schultz. And how about Sophia Anderson doing a great job signing the anthem? The cars are fired up. It's Friday night. It's the Dirt Track World Championship. It's time to go racing at the Big E.
Oh, baby. The world's most famous dirt track, Dustin Jarrett. Welcome back. The 45th time this weekend and the first one, the winner of this race, on the Victory Fuel pole here tomorrow night for $100,000. Take it away, DJ.
Penske Shocks Heat Race number 1 is going to find your overall quick qualifier. Carson Ferguson on the pole with the Paylor Motorsports number 93. And on his outside, it's an all Ferguson cousin front row out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. The 22, that is Chris Ferguson.
Mike Marlar back in the blue horn for Ronnie Delk. He's out of Winfield, Tennessee, the 157, and your defending dirt track world champion. 29 wins overall this year. It'll be Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois in 32.
We move back to row 3, and on the inside, we find the driver that won this race, James, back in 2012. That is the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens, and on his outside, out of Wheelersburg, Ohio, in the 71R, it's Hot Rod Conley.
Row 4. He got his first Prairie Dirt Classic win at Fairbury in July. He's out of Chatham, Illinois. It'll be Brian Shirley in the 3S. And what a year this year for Clint Keenan, the 29. He comes to us out of Pataskala, Ohio.
17 wins on the year for the driver out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. It's Tyler Carpenter in the 28. James will have to rally from the 9th starting spot. And on his outside out of Oil City, Pennsylvania, making his first ever appearance here at the legendary Eldora Speedway, it'll be Tyler Wyatt in the 24. 10 cars, 10 laps. 10 laps. Dirt Track World Championship weekend in the heat races. Top 3 will advance, and you mentioned it. The winner of Penske Shocks Heat Race number 1 will start on the Victory Fuel pole for tomorrow night's 100-lap, $100,000 to win Dirt Track World Championship.
And we run for a record, whoever the top point man tomorrow night, $250,000 in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Neither Morand nor Davenport nor Thornton got the 10 bonus points, so it's still 15 is the deficit. They get no points for the heat races. We'll have 2 B mains tomorrow. Don't forget that Jim Dunn Memorial, always a special event honoring the driver who won the very first Dirt Track World Championship at Pennsboro back in 1981, the late Jim Dunn. But how about this front row? Carson Ferguson and Chris Ferguson. Will one of them sit on the pole tonight? Mike Marlar back for Ronnie Delk. And who would have thought that, right? I mean, he'd been driving for Greg Bruning, Skyline Motorsports, the last couple of years. Ronnie Delk, didn't he sell everything, right? Sold out, back in it. Good to see that. Bobby Pierce on the outside. But he has not won a race since the end of August. The 29 wins he has this year. See if he can go back-to-back. Only 3 drivers have ever gone back-to-back. Scott Bloomquist in 2014 and 2015. Josh Richards 2017 and 2018. And Brandon Shepard in 2019 and 2020, Ben.
Randy Weaver right now taking a look at this racetrack. First heat race. If you're in this first heat race, what's going through your mind right now before you head out to the racetrack?
Well, just it's been a minute since he's out there qualifying, and you only, obviously run 2 laps. But I guarantee the guys they was watching, seen how much it slowed down or picked up, and it's really slick right now. Like I said, this is almost like feature conditions normally, and all the guys had to tighten up and probably choose some different tire combinations, but it's going to be a really good heat race, all of them, just because track conditions has already slowed down.
How impressive was it to you that Chris Madden went out dead last, and not only fast time in his group, but almost fast time overall?
Yeah, that's that deal, just experience. Him, McDowell, JD, when it gets slick, blowed off like that, it just seems like those guys can carry so much momentum, and they're really good at it in this condition, and that's going to play in their hands tonight.
Well, Carson Ferguson has never won a Lucas Oil race. His cousin Chris, he's won 4 Lucas Oil races, but nowhere near the magnitude as this one, right? $100,000. Bobby Pierce, he's the defending race winner. Mike Marlar's got a lot of big wins, 3 times in Knoxville, but he has never won, right? $100,000 to win race in his career. What a comeback that would be in the Blue Horn. How about Jimmy Owens? We know what he's done. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. By the way, we will mention tomorrow night, we will introduce to you the class of 2026 for the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame tomorrow night. We'll do that in our pre-race ceremonies. Well, Dustin Jarrett, we've waited 365 days for the Dirt Track World Championship. 100,000 win tomorrow night. Here we go. Who's going to be on the victory fuel pole tonight? Here we come with the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone.
Carson Ferguson on the pole, Chris Ferguson on the outside, and Carson going to get the whole shot into turns 1 and 2. Chris will drive under him, try to bring the 157 with him. Here's Bobby Pierce on the outside. Top 3 race their way into Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship. James, at the end of lap number 1, it's your quick qualifier. Carson Ferguson out front.
Out in front in that Longhorn Clements for Paler Motorsports. Donald and Gina Bradshaw. Scott Fagner, the crew chief. Chris Ferguson runs in second. Bobby Pierce runs in third. Again, the top 3, right? The top 3 advance out of this heat race. Penske Shocks heat number 1. Pierce lights up the track.
Yeah, he hooked a rut down there on the inside of the racetrack, and that shot him up. Boy, Mike Marlar just got it up on 2 wheels down there in turns 1 and 2. Out front, it's Ferguson and Ferguson, not the law firm. It's Carson out front, Chris in second. That's how they run. James at the end of lap number 3.
You never know with Eldora, right? Carson Ferguson. Upside down at Knoxville, right? Then he come back, a solid run at Brownstown, a solid run in the Pittsburgher, and right now trying to set on the pole for the Victory Fuel pole tomorrow night for the Dirt Track World Championship, as we will go halfway. The Hellraiser Jack's halfway, and he's got a good lead down the back straightaway, Dustin Jarrett.
Absolutely. Jimmy Owens washes up the racetrack. You just saw that there on the right side of your screen, as well as you look back on the battle for the 4th spot. Mike Marlar has it. Brian Shirley trying to take it away. Marlar on the high side. Shirley down low. Right now, Bobby Pierce in that final transfer spot in 3rd, but this one is all Carson Ferguson out front, James, as he has got a 2-second advantage now over Chris Ferguson.
Remember the dream, the hard crash he had here with that Chris Simpson. But right now, down the back straightaway, Carson Ferguson. He'll have 3 laps to go to set on the pole. Possibly his biggest race of his career if he can come on with a victory tomorrow night. Here comes the 93. 2nd spot is Chris Ferguson. 3rd is Bobby Pierce. Still a battle for 4th between Marlar and Shirley. That's for a higher starting spot in the first B main here tomorrow night. Chris Ferguson's trying to cut the lead down at his cousin, but out at turn number 4, Dustin. 2 laps to go. Chris Ferguson to the bottom out at turn 4.
Yeah, Chris Ferguson's closed that gap, and you see Brian Shirley has reeled back in Mike Marlar as well. That's the battle for the 4th spot. Back up the front of the field, though, what was a 2-second lead has now shrunk down to 0.8 of a second. They'll be looking at the Barron's Performance 1 to go this time. Carson Ferguson out front, Chris Ferguson on the bottom, James making a run.
Here we go, final lap. They're at the Barron's Performance, white flag, 1 lap to go. It's North Carolina. It's a family affair down the back straightaway. Will Chris Ferguson throw the slider? Here they come out at turn number 4. Out at turn 4, they're side by side. Who's going to be DJ? And he did it! He did it! Are you serious? It's Fergie time.
Wow.
He got him.
He did. Chris Ferguson gets it done on the final turn in Penske Shocks Heat 1. Carson 2nd. Bobby Pierce 3rd. Then it's Mike Marlar, Brian Shirley, Jimmy Owens, and the rest of the field. Bobby Pierce finishes 3rd. Carson Ferguson leads all but the last 150 feet. And your winner of Penske Shocks Heat Race number 1 out of Mount Holly, North Carolina, in the Spartan Transportation Live Oak Family Dentistry Animal Care Clinic, Heckles Plumbing Split sponsored Stinger Clements number 22. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? It's Fergie time. Chris Ferguson.
The Stinger put it to him on the last lap. Chris Ferguson picks up his 2nd Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Heat Race win of the year. He will become the 16th different driver to start on the Victory Fuel pole. That's where he will start tomorrow night for the 100,000 to win main event. And Chris in car number 22, he is a 6-time Dirt Track World Champion starter. 13th his best finish. And he's got going to pull off his helmet. Is an exciting final lap. We're going to find out how he got it done in Penske Shocks Heat 1. Chris, you were catching him, man. You take the white flag. What was the key to finding a way around your cousin there on the final lap?
Oh, that was exciting. That was a lot of fun. I got to move around. You know, he kind of got away from me. My age is showing because Carson was ripping the top and I wasn't very good up there, but track came to us with this Stinger race car. The slicker it gets, the better I usually am here. So God is great. Thanks to all my friends, family, everybody at home watching this. I've been on the pole of the dirt track before, but I've never won a big one, and not here, and I feel really good. That was exciting. You know, made sure I left Carson a lane there to line, but I didn't want to, but he is my cousin, so you know, just did what I could there for the win, and just very, very thankful to be in the show, and thanks to all my, like I said, my crew. We've been working hard. A lot of people don't realize, you know, what all we've had going on behind the scenes with Victory Seats, and I'm just thankful to be out here racing again a lot and showing people, everybody on Flow, that I can still get it done.
How about that? Fergie and a Stinger on the pole here tomorrow night. Guys, Heat 2 on the Speedway.
Devin Moran on the pole into 99. On the outside will be Max Blair. Row 2 will be Tyler. Outside, Nick Hoffman.
It'll be Clay Harrison, Ryan Gustin in row 3, Ethan Dotson, Michael Leach in row 4, Jerry Bowersock and John Hodgkiss round out the field in row number 5. James, the Eldora Speedway Ford pace truck, the Lucas Oil Race Car Engineering pace truck make the hard left-hand turns to the infield, and Summit Racing Heat number 2 is about to go 10 laps. Winner of this one will start on the inside of row 2 in Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship here tomorrow night.
What a great way to start. Chris Ferguson at the finish line. Oh man, Blair and Tyler are going to get at each other, and Tyler have got it into the wall hard is Max Blair. Oh my goodness, not good at all. Michael Leach involved in the 09 and heavy damage on those 3 cars. Wow.
You know, a lot of drivers battling for the same piece of real estate there, James, and I will have to see the Dave Warren Power Sports instant replay on that one. As you see, Max Blair's got the helmet off. Tyler Erb has got the helmet off down there. And where's our sign language interpreter?
Oh, I think we know what that sign language is. Oh man, you hate to see that. You're glad to see these guys get out of the race cars, but gosh, that was a hard lick getting into turn 1.
Yeah, that was incredibly hard, man, and you hate that for everyone involved. Michael Leach also got the helmet on, so all 3 drivers okay down there in turns 1 and 2.
Well, here we go on the Dave Warren Power Sports replay, and we'll see what happens as Michael Leach gets out of his car, DJ. So there you have it.
Here's a look at the drone as well.
They've got the replay here at the track so you can see what happened.
And man, that's tough. And
yeah,
maybe lost in all of this is the fact that Devin Moran, who comes into this event leading the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship point standings, James, was on the pole of this race. He got that hole shot off into turns 1 and 2. Take a look one more time at your Dave Warren Power Sports instant replays.
So you here at the track and at home can make your own determination, right? There you go.
There's one we got. Man, that is a hard hit. We got
guys,
one more from the drone, Randy.
But guys, that's just you know, somebody wanting your lane, and you're mad that they came and got it, and that just ends up that way. I mean, They just didn't get a good start the outside rows, so they wanted to get down in the moisture down the front straightaway, and Turbo was already there. And then, as you can see right here, he's as low as you can get. But then when they get together, he kind of checks up, and then he just goes ahead and bonsais in there to let you know that you don't do that when there's cars already there. So that's why he was so aggravated and mad.
All right, going to take a few minutes to get the accident site cleaned up down here in turns 1 and 2. We'll step aside for a quick set of commercial breaks. Don't go anywhere. Summit Racing Heat 2 on the track. It's the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by FloRacing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series and Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP, cleaning up a massive accident down in turns 1 and 2 with Max Blair, Tyler Erb, and Michael Leach getting caught up in that as well. Did not get a lap in, James, as you see Max Blair unfortunately taking the double wreckers to get towed off the racetrack.
It's scheduled to be his last race of the year, and it is right there on the double hook. So we'll lose 3 cars. Did Leach go out as well? So we lose obviously Blair and Turbo. So I believe we'll have to cross them over, right, Ben?
Yeah, that's right. Down here, the double hooks. We're going to try to catch up with both drivers. We're going to start with Max Blair. Max, just going to ask you, from your standpoint, what happened?
Turbo's an idiot. Someday somebody needs to knock his head off. I can't believe it hasn't happened yet. The dude has wrecked every car in the pit area. He's an idiot.
Down to get into the corner, though. Are you okay after that accident?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
All right. Max Blair obviously upset. We'll catch up with Tyler Erb in just a moment.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. Turbo's car getting pushed back into the pit area right now as well. And a ton of damage there. You see on the Best Performance Motorsports #1, his helmet's off, and it looks like his heat race will be finished as well, James.
They were probably debating who was the best Dolphins quarterback ever, Dan Marino or Bob Greasy, right? You think he was?
It's not Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, there you have it. So Tyler, I mean, that is, wow.
Yeah, there's not a straight piece of sheet metal on that race car.
All right, here we go. We're down to 7 cars now, so we lose 3 there. So we're ready to go. It'll be Moran, Hoffman on the outside, right? And then Clay, Harris, and Gustin, Dotson, and Bowersock, and then Hodgkiss. How about Johnny Huck?
Could he do it?
Could he do it? Here we go. Nutrient Solutions restart zone. As we'll try to get a lap in, Moran's going to slide up the track. Remember, the winner starts inside of row 2 here tonight. Thornton comes out in heat number 4. He starts on the outside of row number 1.
Wow.
How about Bowersock?
Yeah.
Jerry Bowersock is 3rd. Trying to make it into the DTWC, the longtime regular here at Eldora. He's going to wash up the track. He'll get back on the gas. Down the back straightaway. Bowersock in 3rd. DJ up front. It's Moran and Hoffman. 2 drivers, ironically, for Ty Touring right in the past, right? Devin Moran and currently Nick Hoffman.
Absolutely. Hoffman just about a lap and a half ago got that thing completely up on 2 wheels down in turns 3 and 4. And may the force be with you, James. The Jedi Jerry Bowersock holding on to that 3rd and final transfer spot. A great run right now for the veteran driver out of Wapakoneta, Ohio at 59 years young. And just as that battle was about to come under protest, we get a Coltman Farms Racing caution for the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, and he comes in a little hot to the hot pit as he'll make his way to that Heartbeat Hot Sauce hot pit and come to the attention of Noah Bushman and the crew.
And then Infinity by Wells for Todd Cootie. Yes, Ben?
Yeah, he's got all 4 wheels up on that race car. They're taking a look under the right side, though, is Gustin, so we'll try to get an update on what's happening there. There's no shortage of activity down here on pit road so far tonight.
Ben, how about Jerry Bowersock? How many laps does he? Matt Miller's here tonight as well. Bowersock looking for his 5th modified title here later on. And right now, he is in a position to make the Dirt Track World Championship.
Jerry Bowersock, everything that is right about racing in the world. I tell you what, man, he's just a great attitude. He's a veteran. He helps out a lot of other teams, and it would be popular if he could race in tonight.
Well, here we go.
All we need is Brian Ruhlman here, right? I mean, we got Scotty Orr.
Got Brian Ruhlman. We need Jeep.
That's I'm sure he's here somewhere.
Yeah,
all right.
You can bet on that.
Yep, 3 laps in the book, 7 laps remaining. Here comes Ethan Dotson looking to the outside of Bowersock. Here comes Clay Harris looking to the inside. Ethan Dotson's going to take that final transfer spot away down the back straightaway. Bowersock says, hold my beer. Whoa. Jerry getting frisky out there.
Jerry Bowersock, look at this, into 3rd. Here comes Ethan Dotson, the crossover down the back straightaway, and we got a car on, and it's Ryan Gustin of the Coleman Farms Racing caution is out, and this time the right rear's gone, Ben Shelton.
Yeah, guys, just an update on Gustin there. They was trying to change the right rear tire, and it was just soft. It wasn't completely flat, and the official come by and wouldn't let them change it. So he went out and, of course, tried to run 1 lap, and cut the tire because it was really low on tire pressure.
I bet they let him change it now, as that thing has disintegrated.
Yeah, tough break. And I tell you what, Ryan Gustin picked up $50,000 at Boot Hill, the World of Outlaws last weekend. $100,000 winner of the USA Nationals this year. It's kind of been a feast or famine year for that driver. 7 wins on the year. And yeah, not only is that tire flat, it has mangled the bracing and the right rear quarter panel on that Cooney Motorsports 19R. And several team members are going to go to work, try to help him get it back together. Yeah. Guys, we were trying to catch a word with Tyler Erb. He's in the hauler right now. We're going to let him be. And yeah, I mean, it's Dirt Track World Championship. It's October. It's Eldora. And it's all coming together for a lot of sparks and hurt feelings here in October.
All right, so Devin Moran out in front. We've only run 4 laps, right, Deej? We still got 6 to go. Gustin's still got a shot here to get to that 3rd spot, as you see him down there on that Infinity Mike Wells number 19. He does get courtesy laps in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, run under Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series rules. So that's why you don't see the double file restarts as you normally do see here at Eldora. Of course, for the Dream in the World, it'll be Delaware double file. So Moran out in front by himself. Hoffman second, Dotson. How about Nick Hoffman, right? 3rd in the Dream, 3rd in the World, winning the C.J. Rayburn at Memorial at Brownstown a few weeks ago. He knows what it's like, you know, building his own chassis, right? His own elite chassis, and paying tribute to C.J. Rayburn as he did in your interview at Brownstown.
Yeah, absolutely. As Devin Moran slows
maybe
momentarily.
There's debris up there on the track from the tire.
Worth noting as well that the last fully scored lap, James, you mentioned there are now 4 laps in. It was Ethan Dotson. He inched ahead of Jerry Bowersock that last time by at the line. So that's why you're going to see Dotson line up on the inside of Nick Hoffman. He did have that 3rd spot last time by. Bowersock 4th, Clay Harris 5th, and Johnny Huck 6th.
Yeah, I would say it's fair to say there's probably a little bit of tire out on the racetrack because there's not a lot of tire left on that rim down here on pit road on the wheel as they take a look at what's left of it all for Ryan Gustin's 19R.
Yeah, Ryan back out on the racetrack. You mentioned what a year he has had, winning the $100,000 USA Nationals, winning at Boot Hill, $50K last weekend in Louisiana. He will line up 7th right there in the running order. So it's Moran, Hoffman, Dotson, Bowersock, Harris, Hodgkiss. And again, if you don't make it out of this one, you get a good starting spot in the first B main. And don't forget, you'll have that Jim Dunn Memorial race as well tomorrow night, DJ. And that pays that's a good purse there, $3,000 to win that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the Jim Dunn Memorial Non-Qualifiers race. That's been around quite a while now for the DTWC. And so drivers vying, and again, there's basically 60 late models here as well. Drivers vying possibly for a little bit of that cash as well as the purses continue to go up in this $100,000 to win Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship, presented by ARP. Thank you again to ARP jumping up and being the presenting sponsor of that event this year. Don't forget, start times tomorrow night. We pushed them up an hour, so Dirt Draft Hot Laps will get underway tomorrow at 4 p.m. James, opening ceremony will start at 3:45 p.m. at the Victory Stage. So if you've got tickets tomorrow, you're planning on being here, or you're watching at home, make sure you make those adjustments. Again, opening ceremonies on the Victory Stage at 3:45. That's Eastern Time. And Dirt Draft Hot Laps will start at 4 p.m. That's 1 hour earlier here tomorrow afternoon.
82 degrees on October the 18th in Ohio. Right?
Sign me up.
So come on out. Hey, push the rain back till after midnight tomorrow night. So come on out, and man, we've had off to a great start in that first heat. This one's a little bumpy so far, but we still got 6 laps to go. And Devin Moran, 15 points, is still the advantage over Ricky Thorne Jr. They get no points for heat races in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. But he can start 3rd here tomorrow night. Thornton again will be coming up in heat number 4 alongside Chris Madden. That would be for the outside of the front row here for tomorrow night. Devin Moran, Chuck Kimball, the crew chief. He has been on a roll in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Can he seal the deal here in 2025 after finishing runner-up the last 2 years? Dustin, we're back underway.
Yeah, and a great restart for Ethan Dotson. Nick Hoffman going to try to slide back by, and that actually opens up the door for Clay Harris. And here comes Jerry Bowersock. They think about 3 wide down the back straightaway. Not going to make it happen. The Jedi thinks about going in the middle. Ethan Dotson up top, Clay Harris on the bottom, and still Devin Moran out front here at Eldora.
Jerry Bowersock, 59 years old. Down the back straightaway, the longtime Eldora veterinaries back to 5th as Clay Harris is going to 3rd. Devin Moran still in control out of turn number 4. Hoffman 2nd, 3rd right here. Good battle. They're one to get in that final spot into the DTWC out of this heat race, Dustin.
Boy, Jerry Bowersock running that weird line in a way, James. He kind of comes in really low and then lets the car drift up the racetrack. He lost wholesale ground there, but he's been running that same line for several laps now. Ryan Gustin right behind him. 3 laps to go. Devin Moran out front by 1.7 seconds in Summit Racing Heat 2.
Bowersock could drive this blindfolded, couldn't he? Or Matt tonight? But right now, here comes Gustin from the back. Bowersock's giving him a run. So right now, it is Devin Moran with the advantage, DJ, as they head into turn number 1. The advantage is 2 seconds over Nick Hoffman. Clay Harris still in 3rd. Hey, let's give a shout out to Clay Harris. How about over this last part of the season? He was fast at Knoxville, right? As we had the Barron's Performance 1 lap to go, and he's 1 lap away from making the Dirt Track World Championship.
Absolutely. Barron's Performance 1 to go. Waves Devin Moran is picking him up and putting him away. A 2.2 second advantage for the 3rd generation driver out of Dresden, Ohio, looking for his first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship off corner number 4. Devil do it. Moran wins Summit Racing Heat number 2. Second's going to go to Nick Hoffman, and 3rd will be Clay Harris. Then it's Ethan Dotson 4th, Ryan Gustin 5th, Jerry Bowersock 6th, and John Hodgkiss rounds out the remaining cars on the track in 7th. Well, that one had some drama, James, from start to finish. 3rd goes to Clay Harris in the 6th. 2nd will go to the driver out of Mooresville, North Carolina. That'll be Nick Hoffman in the 9, and there is your winner. He'll start 3rd in the DTWC in the Double Down Motorsports, Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Red Oak Pub, Car Source Auto, Millwood Plumbing, McHugh, Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Pee-wee's Wrecker Service, Phillips CPA, Holland Haskell's, sponsored Longhorn, number 99. His dad won the Dirt Track World Championship in 1988. Devil roll off 3rd tomorrow night. How about it, Eldora? Your winner of Summit Racing Heat 2 is going to be Devin Moran.
Devin 7 starts in the Dirt Track World Championship, and he was 4th here last year. His best finish a 3rd back in 2023. The Big River Steel point leader, going after his first ever Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship. The Big River Steel chase for the championship presented by ARP. 9 wins with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series this year. 13 wins overall, and he is going to start 3rd tomorrow night in the 100-lapper into the big show. And they can go to work thinking about what they're going to do on that race car as he'll pull off his helmet after winning Summit Racing Equipment Heat Race number 2. Devin, obviously tomorrow night's the one that really counts, but man, to get off to a start to the weekend like this, how good does that feel?
Really good, you know. I felt, I watched Chris pass Carson there right at the end of the heat and watch what he was doing, and just started manipulating that line a little bit, but still don't feel great down in the middle of the track. So we definitely got some work to do for tomorrow, but couldn't ask for much better of a start.
A big smile on his face. He wins Summit Racing Equipment Heat Race number 2, Devin Moran in car 99.
Is he now running a Chris Ferguson victory seat? You notice that, right? How ironic is that?
That's right.
All right, DJ, Cool-It Thermotech Heat number 3. It'll be 10 laps, top 3 transfer. The winner starts inside row 3. Looking for a record 6th Dirt Track World Championship tomorrow night. He's on the pole of this race. In the Valvoline number 1 out of New Berlin, Illinois, it'll be Brandon Shepard. And on the outside, trying to join his dad, just like Devin and Donnie, Hudson and Don, trying to win this DTWC out of Martinsville, Indiana, 4th in the points. It's Hudson O'Deal.
Row number 2 on the inside out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the James Ratliff Racing 18D, the Big Perm Dalton Wilson, and outside him, a good qualifying effort for the Morristown, Tennessee driver. That's Forrest Trent in the 101.
Row 3 will be Dan Ebert, the James Trantina car 63rd, and the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase, the AK Race car 69 out of Tucson, Arizona. Welcome back, R.C. Whitwell.
4th row back's going to be flying Ryan Montgomery out of Fairmont, West Virginia, and on his outside. Parkersburg, West Virginia's Colton Burnett and Bruce Kane's 15K.
Brandon Moore, the 39, and Josh Rice, they've got it fixed. The 3-time and current Northern All-Star champion, Josh Rice from 10th. Can he get in the top 3? We'll see here. 10 laps. Cool-It Thermotech Heat number 3 at the Nutrient Solutions start zone. Dustin Jarrett, we are underway.
Go, and they're going to go 3 wide off the corner, and Ryan Montgomery hops over top of someone's wheels. It might have been R.C. Whitwell's. They stay green down the back straightaway. Rocket 1, Hudson O'Neal, Dalton Wilson, your top 3 cars, and that's how they'll run at the end of lap number 1. Yes, it is, Dalton. And we got a Coleman Farms Racing caution as RC Whitwell has damage on the Austin Kirkpatrick number 69.
Barbarino's Pizza, engines, race engines, and Asian Spa. Yeah, that was like an open wheel deal there, wasn't it? That was almost like an open wheel deal there, right?
It was wild, and it all started. It all started coming off corner number 4, James. We'll take a look here at the Dave Warren Power Sports Instant Replay. The 101 slipped up a little bit, and RC Whitwell went to go to his inside, but as the 60 was funneling up the racetrack, they all 3 made contact, and Brian Montgomery, you'll see him down there. Oof. Guys,
they need the Asian Spa part of Barbarino's down here to get the left side of this race car massaged down, because it is jacked up. And I thought it was really cool as RC Whitwell came into the pit area, the first person here with the tire to be replacing Garrett Alberson. And those two, back to the early days of the Wild West Shootout, they were 2 mainstays out there in the Western racing scene. Of course, Garrett out of Las Cruces, he and RC spent a lot of time together racing on the Colorado Late Model Series. And right now, they are trying to get this race car back together, but a lot of left side damage. Things happen in a hurry here at the Big E.
Absolutely. I tell you, you talk about the Wild West Shootout, and I talked to RC. I talked to RC Whitwell down in the pit area, and he said, man, he said, I am so excited that that event is coming back to Central Arizona Raceway next year. He said, I will be there racing something. He said, I don't know what it is. I will be there racing something.
Well, of course, RC was the crew chief for Garrett Alberson here.
Yeah, he was. I mean, a lot of tie-ins there, and you go back to the old Tucson, the USA Raceway, RC Whitwell out there in the Jeff Sires 02, and yeah, he's glad to see that race coming back to his home state, and we'll be glad to be at the Wild West Shootout in January. But right now, lights are down. We'll come back to the green flag.
82 degrees tomorrow in October.
I mean, what kind of world are we
in the
living
Midwest? I love it. Here we go. Shepard, O'Neal. We'll try it again. No laps in the books. Top 3 advanced. And Cool at Thermotech, heat number 3 with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Rocket 1 and a former Rocket 1 driver at the front of this field. That's Brandon Shepard and Hudson O'Neal. Look at Forrest Trent James on the outside trying to get a run on Dalton Wilson. Here they come at the end of lap number 1. Is it going to be Brandon Shepard? It is. He leads the first lap.
Brandon Shepard, the Valvoline number 1, again tied with the legendary Freddie Smith. Freddie Smith, the first 5-time winner of this great race. We lost him 2 weeks ago this week. 2 years ago this week. And right now, Brandon Shepard trying to become the first 6-time winner. He won the DTWC here the first time he was here a couple of years ago. And right now, stretches the lead out of O'Neal. Dalton Wilson runs in 3rd. Dan Ebert 4th. Forrest Trent runs in 5th. B. Shep looking good. DJ out of turn number 4.
Absolutely. As you see a pair of Mountaineer State drivers flash into your screen, that's Ryan Montgomery in the family-owned and Walmsley Harris number 12. And how about Colton Burdett getting the call to pilot that Bruce Kane Racing 15K this weekend? Colton Burdett picks up the Battle of the Bluegrass Championship at the Valvoline American Ironman Series, and he's 2nd in those points heading into their big night. The stars come out on Atomic next weekend. Shameless plug, Jake. That's live on Flow.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What a year for Colton Burdett. Bruce Kane there to go down the right back straightaway. Montgomery all out of sorts there as Rice gets around him. Meanwhile, on the bottom, out of turn number 4, along that wall, using the Dale McDowell line, here comes Colton Burdett.
Yeah, meanwhile, you are not missing anything at the front of the field. Brandon Shepard, belt to you know what. He's got a 2.6 second lead in the Rocket 1 over Hudson O'Neal as we're 1 lap past the Hellraiser Jacks halfway, making a 3-second lead now for Brandon Shepard. Hudson O'Neal 2nd. Dalton Wilson remains in that final transfer. But James, that battle for the final transfer is slowly starting to gain some steam as Dan Ebert has reeled in the 18D of Dalton Wilson.
You know, could be a $200,000 weekend for Brandon Shepard. He's 5th in the points. That's most likely where he's going to finish. That pays $100K. It's $100K to win the race tomorrow night. Not a bad way to end the Lucas Oil season, right? It is return to the series as he comes off at turn number 4, DJ, with 2 laps to go.
Meanwhile, that battle for the last transfer that we talked about picking up. Dan Ebert trying to reel back in Dalton Wilson. Ebert had it on the opening lap before the big perm was able to sneak by. There's the gap, just a few car lengths. Good run down the back straightaway as, oh man, hang on to it, Dan. Barrett's Performance 1 to go. Meanwhile, for your leader, Brandon Shepard, he's on the left side of your screen, James. It looks like Dalton Wilson might be able to hang on for one more lap. He's on the right side.
Yeah, that miscue is going to cost him down the back straightaway. Brandon Shepard, almost 4 seconds off of turn number 4. He will win Kula Thermotech heat number 3, pending the UNO8 scales. Hudson O'Neal's going to take second. Ebert hard on the gas, but the big perm's going to take third, DJ.
He will grab that final transfer spot. Dan Ebert will finish 4th. Colton Burdett crosses in 5th. Josh Rice 6th. Followed by Ryan Montgomery, Forrest Trent, Brandon Moore, and R.C. Whitwell. With that damage on the start, will fall back to the 10th place position. So it's Dalton Wilson getting the final transfer in Kula Thermotech Heat 3. Second will go to Hudson O'Neal, and your winner gives the field a good old-fashioned spanking here in this one. The 5-time Dirt Track World Champion in the Valvoline, Swabert Calf Ranches, Petroff Towing, Performance Grading, Ace Metalworks, Gunners Honey, Franklin Enterprises, Fox Shocks, Durham-powered Rocket 1 out of New Berlin, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Brandon Shepard?
Brandon Shepard has started the Dirt Track World Championship 11 times entering this year. Tomorrow night will be number 12. He's won 5 of them. Last year, he won the Jim Dunn Memorial and came from the back of the pack up to 15th. This year he's going to start a little bit better. He'll start in position number 5 in tomorrow night's 100-lap main event. 6 wins on the year for the driver out of New Berlin, Illinois. And, of course, 5-time World of Outlaws Late Model Series champion. Picked up that title last year. Currently 5th in the Lucas Oil standings, and he makes his way off UNOH scales. And we'll get a word with him down here as Brandon Shepard. Good run. Car Chief Danny White taking a look at the left rear on that number 1 race car. And he was able to drive away tonight. Racetrack definitely to his liking. This Rocket 1.2, the XR2. And I tell you what, Brandon, I don't know if you knew it, man, but you had about a 2-second lead there. Did you have any idea this race car was that good?
Yeah, for sure. You know, right out of the box today, it was really good. It's really tricky in 3 and 4 with the little whoop-de-doos that's got in it, but that makes it really fun. Definitely something I think will make it race better tomorrow, just seeing who can get better through there better. You know, I definitely feel like it helped us some. It gave us a little bit of movement through that section. But, yeah, overall, Eldora Speedway, can't thank them enough for being able to have the Dirt Track World Championship here. And hopefully we can get a 6th. But, you know, at the end of the day, just thankful to be here where I'm at. And definitely blessed to be in a great ride and be able to do this in front of great fans week in and week out. And I'm just super thankful for Mark and all the guys and of course my family at home, my beautiful wife and kids. I wish they could have been here, but yeah, super excited for tomorrow.
Brandon Shepard trying to get number 6 here tomorrow night. He wins Kula Thermotech Heat 3, Heat 4 on the Speedway.
Simpson Race Products Heat 4, guys, 10 laps. Winner of this one will start on the outside front row tomorrow night. Chris Madden and Ricky Thornton in row number 1. Oh my. Brandon Overton, Zach Dome in row 2. Hayden Cowan and Matt Miller, welcome back, row 3. Row 4 will be Garrett Smith and Mike Spatola. Row 5, Brody Smith and Tanner English. Is a loaded Simpson Race Products 4th heat race. Again, James, the winner of this one will start on the outside front row of Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship here tomorrow night.
Nutrien Solutions start zone. Here we go. Chris Ferguson's on the pole. Who's going to join him on the outside of the run here? Eldora. And Thornton got into the wall. Ricky Thornton Jr. to the wall at turn number 2. We stay green down the back straightaway and he'll go back to 4th. So a miscue down there in 4, not exactly sure what happened, but Ricky Thornton Jr. losing ground, and the Coleman Farms Racing caution is out.
Wow.
And we got a spin in turn number 3, and it's Tanner English.
Wow, talk about a get-out-of-jail-free card. Randy Weaver, though, on that 20 RT, as hard as he hit that wall, what are the concerns about possible damage to that race car if you're Ricky Thornton Jr.?
Yeah, definitely the right front. That's the biggest thing. If it bent the spindle or the steering arm on the spindle, it just won't steer as good. But it just goes to show he knew Madden had a better start in the corner there, and he just tried to really stick it to the outside and looked like it just scotched up, jumped to the dip, and jerked him to the right. And at those speeds, there's nothing you can do.
You see a little bit of quarter panel damage on the right rear, Randy, and we're going to see the replay. And right now, let's roll the replay. And I want to know what's going through your mind and what went through the 20 RT's mind.
Well, right here, he got a better start up to the flag stand, but then getting in the corner, Madden really got in there, so he was going to try to get that run down the back chute, and when he caught the right rear, it just yanked you into the wall, nothing you can do.
Going back to green flag racing here, guys. Did not get a lap in, and we'll see how much that damage affects the 20 RT. He doesn't get a good start there. Zach Dome down to the inside, Hayden Cowan to the inside, and now the 20 RT's got to run down the back straightaway. James, he's trying to work into the second spot around the 76 of Brandon Overton. It's Chris Madden out front in Simpson Race Products Heat 4.
Chris Madden has tried so many times to win the dream in the world here, trying to win the Dirt Track World Championship. The third year, Thornton's going to get a run on Overton down the back straightaway, closes right on him. Thornton is going to go to the bottom. Ricky Thornton Jr. is going to throw it in on the Longhorn Factory car. He's going to go to second, but Chris Madden stretches it out as we're side by side, almost behind him. Hayden Cowan and Zach Dome in the hunt in turn number 1.
Well, they go almost 3 wide down in turns 1 and 2. RTJ trying to get that good run down the back straightaway. He's found something at the top of the racetrack coming off corner number 2. But the driver that's found even more is Chris Smokey Madden, James. He is really laying the wood to him here in Simpson Race Products Heat 4 with a 2.2 second advantage, nearly 3 wide for third.
How about Hayden Cowan? Cody Mallory turning the wrenches on the 14 car. Zach Dome on the outside at 17. Good battle there. Thornton down there, but Chris Madden in that Kale Green 44 car. Right now, Dustin Jarrett, he has a 3.2 second advantage over RTJ.
I mean, you thought Brandon Shepard brought the wood out in that last heat race. 3 seconds coming around to Hellraiser Jacks halfway this time, and it's a full straightaway advantage for Chris Smokey Madden. Ricky Thornton Jr. hanging on to second. He's not pulling away from the 3 cars behind him, though. Brandon Overton, the 17 of Dome, and the 14 of Hayden Cowan toss a blanket over them as they all battle for the final transfer spot, and they are directly behind the 20 RT, who undoubtedly has his hands full with that mangled race car.
Down the main straightaway. What a race. Here they come on the bottom. Overton's going to throw it into the 76 car. Slides up the track. Overton still has it. Meanwhile, behind him, here comes Zach Dome. Here comes Hayden Cowan. It is Chris Madden. He has a straightaway lead with 3 laps to go here in heat number 4.
Ricky Thornton Jr. doing everything he can to try to stay in front of these drivers. If it would end this way right now, he would start 8th in the Dirt Track World Championship. Winner of this one starts on the outside front row. Second place would start 8th. He's pulled ahead by a few car lengths over Brandon Overton and Zach Dome, but 5.4 seconds the advantage for your race leader, Chris Madden, on the left side of your screen, James. He'll come around this time to collect the Barron's Performance. 1 to go.
Yeah, it's a little more than a straightaway right now. It is more than a straightaway. Madden on his way to victory, pending the UNO8 skills. Here's the battle for second on back. Thornton, Overton, Dome, and Cowan. 2 of those are going to advance. Thornton hanging on for dear life, but Chris Madden has a good hot rod here tonight, DJ. He will start on the outside of the front row for the Dirt Track World Championship.
He gets it done in Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 4. Second spot will go to Ricky Thornton Jr. He hangs on third right down to the line, and give it to, unofficially, Brandon Overton by 2 1/1000ths of a second.
Wow.
It's unofficial till it becomes official, James. Overton unofficially takes third. Ricky Thornton Jr. finishes second, and your winner by 6.6 seconds in the Kale Green Motorsports, Transtel Incorporated, Jesse's Well and Pump, HST Suspension Technology, sponsored number 44. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for the 50-year-old out of Gray Court, South Carolina, Chris Smokey Madden.
Chris Madden will race into the Dirt Track World Championship for the 3rd time in his career. His best finish of 4th back in 2020. And he picks up the win. Heat race number 4, Simpson Race Products Heat 4, his 2nd Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Heat Race win of the year. He does so in convincing fashion, and he will start outside front row tomorrow night. Chris, you got to race just in a ton of Dirt Track World Championships, but tomorrow night outside front row, how do you feel about your chances this weekend?
We got a good race car right now. You know, we learned when we come to the World, we made a few adjustments there in the feature. It really hurt us. So we just went back to our balance we had then. The racetrack's really good right now, really racy. So hopefully we can get a win for this Kale Green Motorsports. Just like to thank everybody that helps us on it. say hi to all the family and all the friends back home watching. Thank you, guys.
As he has the Drew check, he can think about a 6-second win because that's what just happened in Heat 4.
Yeah, that was impressive. All right, Lucas Oil Products, heat number 5, DJ. On the pole will be the 58 car. 6th in the points out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Garrett Alberson outside the number 9. He is out of Watertown, New York. 2-time Lucas Oil champion. That is Tim McCready.
Row number 2 on the inside of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. The 12 is racing. Jason Jameson run is outside your 2025. O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. The 79 is Donald McIntosh.
KBM 40 has a new rocket. That's Kyle Bronson out of Brandon, Florida. And Corey Lawler, the 93 out of Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Brendan Smith will start on the inside of row number 4. He's in the 17 Double S out of Dade City, Florida. And on his outside, out of Carpersville, Illinois, the 28 is Dennis Erb Jr. And your final starter, Eli Johnson, the 55. Guys?
All right, real quick, Randy Weaver, when Thornton came past, what did you notice?
I noticed he's got some luck on his side. His right front was towed out probably 4 inches. The wheel was warped, and the right front tire was soft, so he couldn't have had another lap left in him, but he had his hands full.
Well, I'm sure Zach Fields, Brian Burkhofer, and Skylar Cooper, they'll have that ready for tomorrow night. He is in the show. Garrett Alberson, 6th in the points. The winner of this race starts on the outside of row number 2. Alberson and McCready at the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone, DJ.
They may have touched coming off corner number 4. They'll drag race off into turns 1 and 2. Alberson will get the whole shot and try to bring Jameson with him. McCready still sporting that throwback wrap to his dad, Barefoot Bob. Going to hang on to second momentarily. Jameson down to the inside, drives it all the way up to Coldwater, and he will grab that second spot ahead of McCready. McCready will try to drive back down under him. Good race for the bridesmaid.
Look at this, crossover. Bounces through there. Jameson and McCready putting on a show at Eldora. McCready's going to fire it back in there on the bottom. Alberson still leads. They may pass Alberson here doing it that way. They hit it a 1. McIntosh is 4th. Oh, and Alberson caught that down like Thornton did down there. Turn number 1 down the back straightaway. And the Coltman Farms Racing caution is out on the racetrack.
We did get a lap, actually got 2 laps in, so 2 laps are scored, 8 laps to go here in Lucas Oil Products heat race number 5, and debris over in turn number 3 is the culprit, and there it is. It gets picked up off the racetrack.
Yeah.
Maybe a battery. Great camera work there, by the way. Not one of those fake cautions, James. That was
no, that was yeah. Man, what a start to this one as well, right? We'll do Delaware double file.
I'm sorry, did you say there was a battery on the racetrack?
That's the word that was passed along to me.
Oh, man.
All right. Garrett Alberson, your leader. McCready, Jameson been going back and forth. McIntosh, Bronson, Erb, Lawler, Smith, and Eli Johnson. Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone. Here we come. Good restart for Alberson and Jameson. Here comes McIntosh. Here comes KBM 40.
Yeah, Kyle Bronson in that brand new XR2 trying to make a little bit of headway. And here comes Dennis Erb up to 5th in the World of Outlaws point standings, the former Dirt Late Model Dream winner. He's got a good run, James, down to the inside, trying to take the 4th spot away, and he'll do it.
Wow. You know where he's going to be running, right? Now he goes up top now.
Yeah.
Running that Dale McDowell line. Now he goes to the top, running the Bobby Pierce line. Out in front, Garrett Alberson running any line he wants to, and we got a Coltman Farms Racing caution out again.
Was it another was it a AAA battery this time?
AAA battery.
It's a 9-volt.
We'll see as the Eldora safety crew will.
I'm anxiously awaiting this now. Oh, there it is. Looks like a brace off a quarter panel, maybe.
All right, we got 3 in the books, DJ. It's Alberson, Jameson, McCready, Dennis Erb Jr.'s up to 4th. McIntosh, Brendan Smith, Bronson, Lawler, and Eli Johnson.
Yep, very, very top of the racetrack there, James.
Yeah, there's
turns 3 and 4 as Eldora Speedway safety officials going to go out, grab that. And that was right in the groove as well. That would have cut down a tire. Man, that is a huge hat tip to whoever saw that.
Hey, we want to give a shout out to our good friend Greg Dethridge.
You were reading my mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
we're supposed to be here this weekend.
Yeah. And some health issues with a member of his family, but our thoughts and prayers with you, Greg. Greg's supporter of dirt track racing and the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. So Greg down there in the Lone Star State, I know you're watching tonight, man. Our thoughts and prayers, and I hope everything works out.
Absolutely, brother. 3 laps in the books here in Lucas Oil Products Heat Race number 5. Winner of this one will start on the outside of row 2 in tomorrow night's Dirt Track World Championship. Garrett Alberson's been your leader since the drop of the green. Here comes Jamison.
Oh, they're
and here comes McCready.
into turn 1. Jamison through the middle. Alberson still has late. T-Mac digging low. Here comes Dennis Erb Jr. Dennis Erb Jr. is going to throw it in.
From 8th.
Now he's going to stick to the wall. Out Jamison into the wall. Dennis Erb Jr. 8th to 2nd. Dustin Jarrett. And wow.
Oh my. Dennis Erb Jr. doing Dennis Erb Jr. things here at Eldora Speedway. 2x2 behind him. Getting sporty here tonight, James. Hellraiser Jacks halfway point, 5 down, 5 to go. Garrett Alberson out front. Dennis Erb Jr. second. That's the battle for the final transfer. Jason Jamison turning back the advances of Timmy McCready.
Will Jamison have a quarter panel left after this one? Right now he's still in 3rd. McCready 4th. 5th is McIntosh. Garrett Alberson. Another great year in the Lucas Oil Series. Not where he wanted to finish. He wanted to be in that final 4, but he's 6th. He's got more wins than he ever has in the Lucas Oil Series this year. His biggest one was earlier this year at Volusia 20K. 5 times that amount tomorrow night. He'll start 4th if he hangs on here in the final 3 laps, Dustin Jarrett.
And he's slowly put just a little bit of distance between himself and Dennis Erb here over the course of the last few laps. Now a 1.8 second advantage for the driver out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. On the right side of your screen is the battle for the final transfer. Jason Jamison continues to hold that spot down just ahead of Tim McCready. Now 2 laps to go in Lucas Oil Heat 5.
And Donald McIntosh, he has sealed the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year this year, but right now wants to make it into the show. And again, we will have provisionals tomorrow night, and it's Garrett Alberson. He is the Barron's Performance white flag. 1 lap to go, out in front to start 4th here in Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship tomorrow night.
Yeah, now a 2.1 second advantage for Alberson. Dennis Erb Jr. solidly in the 2nd spot. 3rd. That's the last transfer on the right side of your screen. Jamison going to try to hang on. Alberson wins. Erb 2nd. 3rd will go to racing Jason Jamison. Followed by McCready, McIntosh, Brendan Smith, Kyle Bronson, Corey Lawler, and Eli Johnson in Lucas Oil Heat 5. Final transfer goes to Jason Jamison. 2nd spot will go to Dennis Erb Jr. And there is your winner. Out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, in the Ken and Beth Roberts Racing, Romer Machina Welding, Low Voltage Solutions, Build Sports Shop, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Titan Racing Products, Sunoco Race Fuels, Donago Power Sports, Dickey's Doghouse, Cheap Cars, number 58, Garrett Alberson will get the win in Lucas Oil Products Heat Race number 5. And Ben, that means he will start 4th. He'll start outside row 2 in tomorrow night's 100-lap Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP.
That's right. His 22nd Simpson Race Products Heat Race win of the year for Garrett Alberson. 4 wins on the series on the year. He's got 7 wins overall. 3 starts at the Dirt Track World Championship. He was 13th last year. And his best finish at 12th in 2022 and 2023. He's going to try to one-up that one in a big way tomorrow night from the 4th starting spot. 1 more heat to go after we have this interview. And Shannon Rush down there with Hoosier Tire, checking the tire temperature and pressure on the right front as these guys prepare for 100 laps tomorrow night. But Garrett Alberson, frequent flyer and track records, fast times, and heat race wins. He will start 4th tomorrow night. Garrett, you had an absolute hot rod tonight. What were you able to learn about the racetrack tonight that you think might help you tomorrow night?
That she's tricky as always. This Eldora is so crazy. It's just different every time you get on it, which is what makes it so cool. Yeah, I didn't feel like excellent, so I was kind of like playing around with how I was getting out there and how I was picking up the throttle and stuff. I'd get real tight really easily, so I was just trying to keep my speed up. I didn't really know where the other guys were running at, but yeah, I think we still got a little work to do for 100 laps, but glad to be up front.
A big smile on his face. He will start 4th tomorrow night. Guys, 6th and final heat race of the night on the Speedway.
When does Garrett Alberson never not have a smile on his face?
Well,
ever not have a smile on his
maybe
face,
Batesville.
right?
Maybe
Winston
Batesville.
celebrated his 1st birthday last month, so he needs to do a new pair of Nikes or New Balance, whatever, right? Here we
New
go.
Balance.
Here we
If
go.
you've ever
Pirates.
seen Zoolander, Blue Still's hair from that movie is Weston's hair. They have the same haircut.
I love it. Here we go.
My race
heat number
pass,
6.
heat 6, yes.
The Dale McDowell on the pole.
He
Okay.
can't win. He'll start up.
Guess what?
He'll
He's
start
gonna
too
run
close
it.
to the front.
He's too close to the front. Michael Chilton, they've got the J-bar fixed. Good for the Hatcher team. He's outside row 1 trying to make it into the DTWC.
You can do this. Joseph Joyner, row 2 on his outside. Superman Jonathan Davenport not out of it yet in that championship hunt. James, row 3, Caden McCorder. And Jordan Kohler in the Randall Chupp throwback. His brother Evan Kohler inside row 4. Daniel Hilsebeck on his outside. And people skills, Chris Stotts will round out the field in the 9th starting spot. My race pass, heat race number 6. This is your final heat race of the night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series heat races coming up next, all 6 of them. We're about to see who starts 6th, though, in the DTWC. Green flag is out. A good start, James, for the 6 of Michael Chilton.
And McDowell tries to go to the outside. Now he's trying to go through the middle. He will. As Chilton has problems in the 6 car. And Gremlins again. He had a good qualifying time. And it might have broke again on that right rear of the 6 car for Michael Chilton. The Danny Hatcher owned car out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. And I don't know if he's going to make it back to the pit area, but man, they went to work hard on that car and it did not last a half a lap.
That car always runs strong at Eldora. Doesn't matter who's behind the wheel, right? We've seen him. We've seen others behind the wheel of it, and that's a tough break for the Salvisa, Kentucky driver. It's also a tough break for Jonathan Davenport, who got a good start in My Race Pass heat race number 6. Now, with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, important to know they don't move forward, they cross over. So that means Joseph Joyner will go to the outside front row, and you see Michael Chilton signaling for a wrecker down here on the inside of turns 3 and 4. That'll put Joseph Joyner on the outside front row. Jonathan Davenport, who was scheduled to start 4th, he crosses over to the inside of row 2 now.
That's still hard.
Randy, it's obviously speculation, but when we saw the J-bar rear end issues earlier tonight for Chilton, right now, after you have those issues, what kind of residual issues might you not catch after you've had to fix all those pieces?
Well, when the J-bar breaks or gets straightened out and is so far to the left, that always pulls the drive shaft, the U-joints, all that stuff you have to replace. Could have been some 4-bar rods, so more than likely it either messed up something in the tail shaft of the transmission, or it was like a U-joint problem, maybe a yoke on the rear end. But you know, hats off to them just to get all that stuff fixed. Like I was saying before, there's a lot of things. It looks like, okay, that's the one problem, but it causes a lot of other little things that you have to have right, or something like this happens.
Yeah, good work. I know Jameson, Rice, and English. Been a tough night. Jameson is in the show. Ohio Valley Steel Block Heats coming up next. There'll be 6 of them. Then I believe it'll be the modified A-main. Rob Goodman and I on the call.
That's right.
So you're off to the rest of the night. Is this going to be like Muskegon County? You'll be home until... No, you're staying here. I know that.
Yes.
You don't live that
right.
close as you...
Not anymore, no. I do have the...
Well, we were running what was it, the B-Mod feature at Muskegon. You were home.
I got to watch the Murder Hornet A-main there. I've got the Northwest District sectional finals in soccer tomorrow morning.
What time?
The Ada Bulldogs at 11 a.m.
So our time change here won't affect that. You'll be back here in time.
The time move up. Yes, I thought maybe I was changing time zones here for a second. No. I should be back here in plenty of time.
Oh, the old Central Time Zone just still messes us up, doesn't it? Okay. All right, here we go. No laps in the books. It'll be a complete restart. The final heat of the night for Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Ohio Valley Steel Blocks, they'll make their way down. 74 of them running 6 heat races. Then the modified A-main and then 2 B-mains for the Ohio Valley Steel Blocks. Tomorrow night we'll have 2 Lucas Oil B-mains. We'll have the Jim Dunn Memorial Non-Qualifiers race. And then we'll run for $100,000. Come on out tomorrow and join us. If you can't, we'll be live here on FloRacing at 4 o'clock. Here we go, back underway. See if we can get a lap in. Davenport's going to go to the bottom. McDowell and Davenport at Eldora, first and second right now, DJ.
Who's surprised?
Yeah,
Raise your hand.
right.
No one. But look at Joseph Joyner trying to spoil the party. He'll drive the Colton Miller JCM Motorsports 19M down to the inside of turns 3 and 4. McDowell leads lap 1. Davenport second. Joyner in third.
Dale McDowell, that high route. Now Davenport will cut down low, down the back straightaway. JD has a run. Remember, he came in 1:15 behind Moran and Thornton. His only hope is that something happens to those two drivers tomorrow night. That I think it's like, what, 17th or worse?
Yes, I think you're right. I looked at that
like
earlier this week, and I didn't write it down, unfortunately.
Yeah,
it seemed
I
like
think I
forever
saw
ago.
that. But another thing, this is the top of the list, the checkbox. He has never won this race. He has won about every crown jewel you can imagine, right? Except the Dirt Track World Championship. And right now he runs second to Dale McDowell, who also has never won this race as well. And Dale McDowell doing Dale McDowell things down the back straightaway over Jonathan Davenport.
Dale McDowell won't know what to do if he starts 6th here tomorrow. He's used to coming from 19th or 20th in these 100 lappers at Eldora. Again, one of the most consistent drivers in the history of this racetrack. Mac Daddy Dale McDowell continued his impressive streak here at Eldora earlier this season as he finished second in the World 106th in the Dirt Late Model Dream. There's the battle for the third and final transfer spot. James, is that Troutman, North Carolina's Randall Chubb in the 114?
The Bonanza Produce 114. I don't think McDowell's going to let up in the last couple of laps just to like drop back to finish third, right? He's not going to do anything like that. That's like when you're driving in for a touchdown and the guy kneels down on the 1 yard line, right? Doesn't go. No, this is not going to happen. Down the back straight away. McDowell, Davenport, third remains Joyner. How about Joyner in this car? He's been shown some speed. He did it in Knoxville.
Could he be in this car full time?
Could he be in this car full time in 2026 on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series? Right now running in third, trying to make it into the DTWC. We'll have 2 laps to go. And Dale McDowell is 1.6 seconds ahead of the Eldora dominator here over the last 6 or 7 years. Jonathan Davenport, Dale McDowell looking good out of 2.
Yeah, Dale McDowell running that smooth line. Although Davenport maybe closed in a little bit there over in turns 1 and 2, running just a slightly different line. But it might be too little too late as the Barron's Performance 1 to go is out for Dale McDowell. Indeed, Davenport 0.2 of a second quicker that last time by at the stripe, but not going to matter.
How about 4 different chassis brands winning? He races
How about
a
that?
Stinger, a Longhorn, a Rocket, and now a Team Zero.
Dale McDowell does it. He gets the win. Second spot's going to go to Jonathan Davenport. And third, wait for it, there it is, the 19M of Joseph Joyner. Jordan Kohler, a good run, 4th. Daniel Hillsebeck, 5th. Caden McCorder, 6th. Evan Kohler, 7th. Chris Stotts, 8th. And Chilton will be credited with the 9th spot. And that is a wrap on 6 heat races for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Finishing in third, the 19M of Joseph Joyner. Finishing second, the 49 of Superman Jonathan Davenport. And taking 1 extra lap just for good measure is the driver that gets the win in My Race Pass Heat Race number 6. He's in the Shane McDowell Racing, Reese Monument Company, S&H Systems, Bathmaster, Campbell Insulation, Easy Go, Clunt Synthetics, Cometic Gaskets sponsored number 17M, the 59-year-old out of Chickamauga, Georgia, in the Team Zero 17M. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for Mac Daddy Dale McDowell.
McDowell becomes the 41st different driver